What is up? Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Sorry to keep the days straight. There you go. From work to streaming, to work to editing, to work to streaming. And there's not really any time in between. Sometimes I don't know what day it is. What's going on, guys? What's up, Levon? I see you in the chat. What's happening? Today, I wanted to mostly just laugh at Trump supporters, but speaking of laughing at certain Trump supporters, it's really funny because I've been hearing lately about Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson talking about the potential of a Kamala. Jeez, been listening to these guys say Kamala so many times now. I'm going to say Kamala. Kamala being assassinated. Apparently there's some chuckles. They're having a good time. They thought it was funny. And the only thing missing from this conversation right here, Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk, is Roseanne Barr. If we could get Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, and Roseanne Barr all in the same room at the same time, I think that would break reality, actually. You're awake to see me? Good job, Levon. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. So anyways, yeah, we're going to check out some different videos. We got lots of them queued up going back in the day. And see all the stuff. What up, Reverend? We got Lincoln Project. We got MAGA people talking about what would happen if Trump was gone. What would happen if Trump was gone? That's why the poll question is what it is. Who do you guys think that the golden diaper gets passed down to? I actually don't think it's going to be his own son. Donald Trump seems like the kind of guy that doesn't leave anything for his kids. He gives it to the person he has an NDA with, you know? He's like, I only had $3 million actually left the whole time. This needs to be on a Fox special. Yeah. We've got the news of Trump allegedly saying that certain people are predisposed to murdering other people because it's genetics. It's just genetics, guys. Just genetics. So we got that video queued up. We've got an Adam Mockler, because we haven't watched Adam Mockler actually interview a Trump supporter in a really long time because he's been too busy. He's too successful with his 533K subscribers. He's been too busy doing news, real news, and I haven't seen many of his interviews with Trump supporters lately. We've kind of gotten away a little bit from just laughing at the Trump supporters. We've been talking about important stuff. I mean, there's less than a month until the election, so laughing at Trump supporters definitely still on the menu, always on the menu. Okay. But we've been trying to be a little bit more proactive, talk a little bit more about things that are important, talk about things that, should in some way, shape, or form, if you have any brain cells left in your head at all anymore, tell you that Donald Trump is not fit to be the president of the United States of America, that Kamala Harris is the better choice. So we've been concentrating a little bit on that, and we haven't been laughing at the Trump supporters as much as we used to. But we're back. We're back, boys. We're back. We also, also controlling hurricanes, Reverend, is also in the genetics. Controlling hurricanes, also in the genetics. We've got a Morning Joe video, which I don't even know if MSNBC will allow me to play their videos, but it's been something that I've been recently seeing a little bit more in social media and stuff, is people talking about the fact that now Donald Trump is trying to do to fact-checking what he did to the news. Donald Trump has now convinced the supporters that any news that is not positive about Donald Trump is fake news. In fact, he's taken it so far that now he's convinced his supporters that even if the person is talking about him, period, that they have Trump derangement syndrome. So you've got fake news, you got Trump derangement syndrome, and now he's following that up with facts aren't facts. And that Rudy Giuliani obviously started that a while ago, but it seems to be more popular now than ever to see Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, whoever it is. Obviously, we all saw the debate where J.D. Vance said, "You can't fact check me, bro. You can't fact check me." So, it just seems like this really insane kind of, I don't know, cascading effect of fake news. If you talk badly about Trump, it's Trump derangement syndrome. Now we're to stop fact checking me. Like, I don't understand how people can't see how these things are like dominoes that are falling to eventually get you to the point where you're literally in a cult where you just do not at any point, look at anything that Donald Trump says as being anything but the gospel. It's insane to me. It's really weird. And the people that follow Donald Trump have 3 brain cells left, and they're fighting against each other to see which one gets to get out. That's what's going on right now. What's up, Perry? What's happening? I see you guys talking about blaming toilet paper for the dingleberries. Do the same people who control the space lasers control the hurricane machines? Perry, it seems as though it is true. I mean, not space lasers, but it does seem that Marjorie Taylor Greene believes, because apparently she did mention lasers. Apparently she did mention lasers. This lady has an infatuation with lasers, like young kids with dinosaurs, right? Like, we all had our favorite dinosaur. Mine was a Triceratops. I really like Triceratops, just so you guys know. But, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is like a kid with her favorite topic. It's like somehow she's always going to bring it back around to lasers. Like, my daughter likes sharks. She's always going to bring the topic back to sharks, right? If there is something going on in this world, Marjorie Taylor Greene will find a way to 6 degrees to laser it, okay? Like, she is like, well, actually, it's insane. What up, Artie? What up, Don? What up, Randy? I cannot understand how this is even a conversation. We are less than a month away from the election. At this point in time, we should literally be sitting here going like, there is 0 chance of Donald Trump being the president of the United States. And yet we are sitting here going, there are certain states in our country. And look, you would like to blame it on Republicans, right? Because you would say that there are certain states in our country that are going to, because of the Electoral College, hold us hostage and force us to have Donald Trump for a second term. But you can't totally blame it on Republicans, because Michigan should be blue. Michigan should be blue. But a bunch of people that are upset by the way that Joe Biden has handled the Israel-Gaza conflict, which is a lot to talk about there. And I can understand if you don't like the way that Joe Biden has handled the Gaza-Israel conflict. I may disagree. I may agree. Depends on which part of the subject we're talking about. It's very complicated, very complex. But if you think by not voting for Kamala Harris, you are showing the left. This is like literally cutting your own nose off to spite your face. Like, Donald Trump was like, when he was asked that question during the Biden Trump debate, he was asked the question, what do you think, Israel should do about Gaza? And he's like, they got to finish the job. They got to take them out. They got to do whatever they have to finish the job, get it over with, get it done. Get it done. Like, you're like, I don't really like that Biden is sending money to Israel to fight a war in Gaza. And you're like, okay, that's understandable. That's all right, legit. That's a good argument. So you know that Donald Trump actually would, like, if he had the chance, he'd go over there himself and press the button and, like, just lay waste to the entire strip. He would just do that. That's not even a joke. You know that there's a place called Trump Heights in fucking Syria, right? Because literally in the Golan Heights, there is a Trump Heights because Donald Trump, he accepted the annexation of Israel, annexing the Golan Heights. Like, it is the most cut your own nose off to spite your face bullshit I have ever heard in my life. The fact that Michigan might vote for Trump just shows how dumb people are across the board. It's not specific to one political party. There are people on the left that are also fucking morons. I'm not going to vote for Kamala. Oh, why? Because Joe Biden's sending money over there. Oh, well, Donald Trump's just going to go over there and napalm the whole goddamn Gaza Strip. You know that, right? Yeah, but it's going to really show the left how mad I was. Oh, okay. All right. Seems like a weird plan. Doesn't seem logical, but all right. It's fucking... This is definitely not live, Woke Mike. Definitely not live. Marjorie Laser Green. I like that one. What up, Nana? I can't right now. I don't understand people in general. I was ranting about this to my wife right now, just like 10 minutes ago. I don't understand people in general. I know people on the left. I love them. They're good people. They mean well, but they're like, I'm not. There's no difference. I'm like, dude, you guys got to stop. You guys got to stop. I saw a guy in the comments on this one guy's post. This one guy was pointing out, he was like, this whole anti-fact-checking thing should be weird to you. Somebody telling you that fact-checking is bad, that should be weird to you. And the guy said, bro, this is a musician I follow. He said, bro, I love your music, bro, but you're wrong on this one. Like, there's only one person that's good for the country. He's talking about Donald Trump. And he's like, and I don't know anything about politics, but you're wrong on this, and I'm right on this, and you got to listen to me, bro. And I'm like, that statement as a whole is the prime example of all the people that I talk to that frustrate the shit out of me. I don't know anything about politics, but they're pretty much the same, bro. I don't know anything about politics, but Trump's better than Kamala, bro. Like, after you say the words, I don't know anything about politics, like, nothing after that matters. Like, your opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion literally doesn't matter. It's a lot like if somebody told you that Hurricane Milton was a Category 5 and it was heading towards Florida. And then Trump came out and said, no, it's not. I used my Sharpie. I moved the hurricane. It's now going to California. Okay? And I was like, yo, that's not real. Actually, that's not how it works. And somebody was like, bro, I don't know anything about hurricanes. I don't watch the weather. Okay? I don't even know what a hurricane is. Who's Milton? But I can tell you this. I'm right and you're wrong because Donald Trump's right. That's what it sounds like. That's how stupid you sound. That's how dumb these people are. I am literally over this whole, like, bro, they're the same. It's driving me up a goddamn wall right now. Nana, you better keep it blue. Nana, get out there. Nana. It's insane to even think that Michigan could be voting Republican because a bunch of dumb shits are like, I don't like that Joe Biden spent money in Israel. Like, I even understand, like I said, I even understand your point of view. I just don't understand why the hell you would think that not voting and letting Trump become president would be better. Like, you're the dude that leaves the girl because you're like, I don't know, she doesn't really, like, cook, bro. You're like, oh, but she's a 9 out of 10, right? Yeah, 9 out of 10, but she doesn't cook, bro. Like, oh, okay. So what are you going to do? I'm going to get on OnlyFans and just jerk off. Oh, okay. That's so much better. Wow, you are great at making decisions. That's who I'm comparing you to. You're the guy that leaves the 9 out of 10 because you can't cook. Because you're like, bro, I could just spend $49.99 a month and just jerk off this hot chick that tells us that she loves me. God damn it, I hate you guys. Not you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, the Jill Stein people. Exactly, Randy. Exactly. Jesus Christ. Yeah, when the water rises, we're going to have more beachfront property. That's them, Tanya. Tanya, that is all the Trump supporters in a nutshell. They're like, yeah, but, like, you got, like, beachfront property when, like, the sea rises. You're like, you said the sea doesn't rise. They're like, but if it did, you know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, libs. Owned you. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. I wish liberals could control hurricanes. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is going to get me kicked off YouTube. I wish they could control hurricanes. Can we get on that? Can Can somebody work on that? I saw this dude. This dude's super funny. We're going to cruise through the rest of these real quick. Hutch has been popping up in my feed recently, so I don't know if you guys like Hutch. I don't know if he's your deal or whatever, but he's been popping up in my feed lately. I haven't watched very much on him. This would be the first video that I watched on him, but I like the question, what happens to MAGA if Trump loses? We've talked about this multiple times. You guys know my feelings on this. I really do feel like RFK Jr. is going to take over MAGA. I really do feel like somebody like Tulsi Gabbard is going to be like a lieutenant within, and I think people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Matt Gaetz, like Jim Jordan, even Aaron Rodgers, after the Jets, he got Robert Saleh fired. So Robert Saleh, please come to the Eagles, first of all. Second, I think Aaron Rodgers quits after this year, becomes a Fox News pundit, all right? Like, you guys know how I feel about it, but I'd like to see what some other people, much smarter people than myself, Hutch, Destiny, I would like to see what they think about that question. It's a good question. We've got some scared ketchup, because every time there's a scared ketchup video comes out, you guys just sit in my chat, Woke Mike, and just say scared ketchup over and over again until I watch the goddamn video. So we're going to watch that too. And then we got this one. This is actually, I want to watch this probably second, because this is actually, like, to me, kind of important. Like, this whole, like, Chuckles McChuckle Fest of Tucker Carlson or Roseanne Barr or Elon Musk or Donald Trump sitting around saying insane stuff like that Kamala should be assassinated and, like, joking about it and being like, ha, 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 ha. Oh, we're just making jokes. Nothing is serious. We're just having a good time. Like, does no one else look at this stuff and go like, hey, like, actually somebody might want to be worried about this. These people are insane. They're saying crazy ass stuff. That's like, if I sat up here, like, the right has such a hard time with the left's rhetoric. They called Trump Hitler. They called Trump Hitler, though. That's what led to a Republican shooting at Donald Trump, was them calling him Hitler because, you know, Republicans hate Trump. I mean, Hitler. Yet they'll willingly sit here and, like, have a fucking McChuckles Fest joking about Kamala being assassinated and them going to prison. And everybody's just like, you know, that's just the right. They're just crazy over there, guys. They're just a bunch of crazy people that make jokes. It's fucking insane. It's insane. What up, Bucket? What up, Oxford? All right, so let's get to it. We haven't seen one of these in a while, so I wanted to start off with this. We all like to watch videos of Republicans holding Republicans accountable. It's one of the only things keeping me sane nowadays. The Lincoln Project still gives me hope that there are conservatives out there that aren't batshit crazy. So let's watch some Republicans keeping Republicans accountable. And let's hope for the best, guys. Let's hope for the best.
The threat to democracy always comes from the left.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
We won.
Trump lose? Did
Joe
Biden
was elected, Kristen.
We did win.
Can you say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? I mean, that's an easy.
Jim, why aren't we talking about 2020 anymore?
It was a rigged election.
If he loses.
One of the most insane things that any person on the right can ever say when you bring up the fact that Donald Trump tried to overturn an election is, why are we still talking about 2020? When would we ever stop talking about treason? This goes right along with what I was just saying. The things on the right are never taken seriously enough. Like, the right literally does the craziest stuff. The most insane things. I've talked about it before, the violations of the Logan Act. The number of times that Donald Trump has violated the Logan Act now, and, like, people point out and they're like, hey, yo, like, he's talking to Putin. Hey, yo, he's talking to Zelensky. Hey, yo, he's talking to Netanyahu. Like, he's, like, trying to make backdoor deals and he's not even the president of the United States. And it's like, nobody, everybody's just like, well, yeah, you know, hey, that's just Trump, man. Hey, that's just Trump. He's just trumping, you know? That's what Trump does. Like, that's not... At what point in our history have we ever just looked at a person committing crimes the way that Donald Trump commits crimes and just been like, that's just, that guy. That's what he does. You guys know what I'm saying? Put him in jail. Yeah, we're still talking about You should be talking about a person committing treason for like the rest of their life. There isn't like a statute of limitations for how long you should talk about them after they commit treason. It's insane. Oh, it should be taught in history books, Bucket. Not if Trump becomes president. Ain't gonna get taught in history books and Trump wins. Oh man, it's insane.
There's a rigged election.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked.
Dude, what?
Do you think he was more comfortable in those issues than your dad was in the last debate?
Well, President Trump oftentimes talks in the abstract.
Who wants sex change operations for illegal aliens?
Just the way he says stuff sometimes. Who wants sex change operations for illegal aliens? Like, that's a really good edit, first of all. That's a great edit. But also, even in context, like, if you play the whole clip for that one, it's still weird. Like, just like the insinuation that like liberals even sit around like hoping like certain people get sex change. like I'm pro people getting surgeries. Like, I don't really care. It's your health care. Do what you want with your health care. All right? Dude, like, you want top surgery? Go for that shit, dog. You do you, okay? You want bottom surgery? You do that shit, Like, that's on you. All right? I'm not gonna naysay you. But just the thought that like that's something I sit around and think about, not how bad my Eagles are. Like, I don't know if Republicans know this or not, but 99% of my time is trying to figure out how to get Nick Sirianni fired so that way we can get Bill Belichick in there, how to get Vic Fangio fired so that way we can now get Robert Saleh in there. That is like 99% of my day. And then I spend 1% thinking about how I can possibly get illegal immigrants to get transgender surgeries. Like, that is a portion of my day. I totally sit around thinking about that. Like, it's such a weird thing to think other people sit around and think about. They are such strange human beings. This needs to be studied. It needs to be
illegal aliens in holding bins.
We will protect your raw milk.
God has raised President Trump as a prophet.
Let me get to the assassination.
First, they try to silence him.
They put an eighth of a...
Is God running short on prophets? Is this like a crisis in heaven right now? Was he like, we had Gabriel, we had Muhammad. Fuck, they were so good. Then they retired. Like, God's like, I sent Jesus down. We had the apostles. Those were good years. But the unemployment rate is so low now, I can't get good prophets anymore. I'm fucking, like, the immigrants are coming in. They're taking all the prophets' jobs. Like, is God on Indeed? Is he on Indeed right now? And Donald Trump's, like, applying to be a prophet, and he's like, well, it's the best we got. We'll take him. Like, come on, is there a shortage? God damn it. None of this stuff makes sense.
They try to silence him.
They put an eighth of a pound on one side of the barbell.
When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him.
Do you believe that you should have been tougher on Iran after they had launched ballistic missiles in 2020 on U.S. forces in Iraq, leaving more than 100 U.S. soldiers injured?
So, first of all, injured. What does injured mean? Injured means because they had a headache.
When that didn't work, they tried to jail him.
He just pulled a Jordan Peterson. He said, injured. First of all, when we're talking about injured, what do we mean by injured? All right? Like, injured? Did you say injured? Ooh, the scary injured word. It was a headache, okay? It was headaches. It's so weird that the right is like, Kamala Harris is like, I didn't get invited to go to that funeral at Arlington, so I didn't think it was like something that I should be there during that. That would be weird. I'll just go at a different time. And they're like, she's a terrible person. She hates the military. And then people are like, yeah, so about that time that you killed that Iranian general, and then they bombed our troops and 100 were injured. And he's like, injured? What does injured mean? Like, it's so strange. Come on, man. It's insane. It's insane.
That didn't work. They tried to jail him.
Do you trust the process this time around?
I'll let you know in about 33 days.
It was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United
What the hell is going on
in holding bins?
Oh my god. Oh, we had a good run, guys. We had a good run. I'm moving to New Zealand, I think. Alan says, I do a good job of keeping the... MAGA doesn't come in here much. How do you keep them away? Well, you see, Alan... For a while, my show was literally just making fun of the people that came into my chat. It wasn't even that long ago. It was like 2 or 3 months ago. If you go back far enough in my live stream history, you can find live streams where I literally just talk shit to every MAGA person that came into my chat. And there's this weird kind of effect where a couple of them were like, bro, actually, we're good. What's up? Hey, you know what? That's my language. You called me a fucking idiot, and that's what I like. And I was like, all right. You know, and a couple of them, we ended up, we became buddies. But I think it was too much. I think me watching Trump every week and making fun of Trump, and I don't really disguise my feelings very much, wear them on my sleeve. But I think those ones went away, too, because they're like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I can't just sit here and watch this guy just make fun of my cult leader. But I don't know. I think after a while, it just became, there wasn't very many that came in anymore. I thought personally that just like you don't see the MAGA trucks with the big flags anymore, like you don't see a lot of houses in my neighborhood with the Trump flags when you used to. I kind of thought like, oh, they're just like, they're all hiding. Right? Like, they're all hiding, preparing for the Trumpster fire, right? Like, they're all waiting for things to go bad on November 5th, and then they're all going to burn down their trailer park. Sorry, Levon. Stop them from burning down yours. Okay, buddy? I'm going to have to go back to the trailer park I grew up in. I'm going to have to, like, pull a Kyle Rittenhouse and go down to the trailer park that I grew up in and protect it, okay? Be down in the middle of the ghetto at a trailer park. People are going to be drinking 40, smoking blunts, and I'm going to be standing there with a rifle. And no one's going to think that's weird at all. They're going to be like, oh, that's just another motherfucker with a gun. What up, homie? What you doing? I'm protecting this trailer park. Oh, shit. Cool. Whatever, bro. You want some crack? What up, James? What up, Dark Cash? Oh, man. I think they all went away. I think they're all preparing. I think they're all, the 30 days till election, I think they've got their bunker prepped. I think they're sitting there with their 13 guns, not realizing that you only have 2 hands to shoot the guns with. They haven't figured out the math of how many guns you can shoot at one time effectively. You know the number of times I've seen, like, people in the chat say things like, you know how many guns we have? I'm like, yeah, like, you have, like, 17 guns and 2 friends. There's only, like, 2 people that still talk to you. All right? And at least one of those 2 people are like, I'm not going to fucking shoot somebody for you, bro. Okay? Like, they haven't done the math. I saw a video. We should play this video sometime. And it's a guy, and he has 2 guns, and he's got another gun underneath his arm, and he's shooting the 2 guns And then when the one gun runs out of bullets, he sticks the one gun under the other arm, and then he starts pulling the trigger while he rotates with the other gun, and he's shooting this gun. And I'm like, brother, you gonna kill your whole side. That is a recipe for friendly fire. Like, these people don't understand, like, in, like, a military engagement, there are instances still to this day of friendly fire, okay? Like, that's in, like, the most, like, well-structured environment that we can possibly create, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Well-structured environment are not words I'm going to use when Cletus and Jim Bob are leading the team, okay? When Jim Bob comes out of the back with 2 fucking AR-15s, grenades on his chest, and, like, you know, his pants are barely being held up by a belt, like, I'm mildly concerned Jim Bob's pants are going to fall down, he's going to trip, and then he's going to take out half the people on my side, right? Like, if I was a MAGA Republican. I'm just saying, I think that right now I just think they're all hiding and doing dumb shit right now. That's got to be what it is. It's either that or I made fun of them. I made fun of them so bad they don't fucking come into the chat anymore. It was fun times, though. Like, some of my favorite streams were when they would come in and I would just talk trash to them. It was literally some of my favorite streams. So anyways, we're going to get to the Laughing at Trump supporters. For those of you that I clickbaited. Okay? Yeah. Did I clickbait you? Yeah, I clickbaited you. All right? Get used to it. This is fucking Trump's world. Okay? It's a world where we tell you the news is fake, facts are fake, the fucking title of the video is fake. All right? No, we're going to get to the Laughing at Trump supporters. We're going to get to that. But this is important. I saw this, and I wanted to watch this video. Because I've seen recently, like I said, this number of people on the right that are like, ha, 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 everything we say is a joke, but all of it sounds really sinister. Yeah, so I wanted to watch this video because Tucker Carlson's a psycho, Elon Musk is a psycho, and like I said, we could complete the trifecta here if Roseanne Barr was there. They missed their chance.
If he loses, man.
Oh,
what?
wait. Before we get started, this is Chris Norland. You guys all know who Lincoln Project is, so I'm not going to link Lincoln Project. Can't do anything about your chat ads. Sorry. I don't even know where any of the ads or anything come from. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm just an old man, okay? I'm just an old man. I don't know how this technology works. This is... we can play Illness or Education. We can play that when we start watching these new ones here in a second, Bucket. We can definitely play Illness or Education. So this is Chris Norland. And has 47.3K subscribers. So for sure, if you like this video, go check out Chris Norland. Like the video. Subscribe to the video. Tell him how much you like his video. I don't even know. I don't know what Chris Norland is, to tell you the truth. I didn't watch this video. So for all I know, this guy's about to go on a Republican rant that I've never heard before in my life. We're gonna find out. This is we keep the video stream spicy.
If he loses, man, what?
Dude, if he loses, I'm
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is gonna be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but, you know, I have
no plausible deniability.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. So that's Elon Musk talking.
Yeah, like, this is what I'm saying. They're laughing, but the things they are saying are very, very concerning. I've done so many bad things that the next president of the United States, if it's not the guy that I've been standing for, paying money for people to sign petitions, going to his rallies and jumping up and down like a goddamn toddler in the background, a very awkward toddler at that. If he doesn't win, there's a potential that I go to jail for a really long time, because guess what, guys? I have no excuse for my actions. I did bad things. That's concerning.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. So that's Elon Musk talking about the question of the day, which is, how long will Elon Musk's prison sentence be? He really is talking about this stuff. This really came out. That was with Tucker Carlson. And I'm honestly just in shock. I have lived through a lot, guys. I lived through the dot-com bubble. I lived the great financial crisis. I remember Enron. I remember Lehman Brothers. I've seen WeWork. I've seen Theranos.
This dude is spitting facts right now. You guys don't know about the stuff that we lived through, all right? All of us 40 and over people. We've seen some shit, all right? Spitting facts up here.
I have lived through a lot, guys. I lived through the dot-com bubble. I lived the great financial crisis. I remember Enron. I remember Lehman Brothers. I've seen WeWork. I've seen Theranos. I've seen FTX. I've seen all kinds of stuff. But I have not seen something like Elon Musk and Tesla in this way.
This is insane.
Usually, like, people don't joke about this kind of stuff, let alone joke about it in public, how long your prison sentence is going to be. But apparently that's what Elon Musk is doing. And my opinion on this thing is I just think he feels he's above the law and that he's untouchable. And I mean, we're going to find out. I want to go through some things with you guys. This story keeps getting more crazy and wacky. He just appeared in public supporting, Mr. Trump. You guys saw that. We'll show you some more pictures, but this is the headline.
And is this not illegal? Is it not illegal to pay people to sign a petition? I guess he's not paying them to sign the petition. He's paying them to find people. But isn't it weird that these are the people that claim everything that is stolen? They claim that, like, Democrats are doing all this, like, underhanded stuff, and then he's paying people to sign this petition. I don't know if it's illegal. Somebody else can tell me if it is or not. It just seems like maybe it should be. Seems wrong. I'm not up and up on this.
Mr. Trump. You guys saw that. I will show you some more pictures, but this is the headline. Even after the interview, which is crazy enough, there's more. Easy money. Trump backer Elon Musk claims PAC, that's a political action committee, will pay $47 for swing state voter information. I mean, this jumping around photo supporting, Trump is one thing, but now we're like buying voter information.
Right?
Musk tweeted this out a couple of times, so it's not by mistake.
Don't forget
this is from Musk. It says, sign our petition to support the Constitution. Also earn $47 for every person you refer to sign the petition if they're in a swing state. Goal is to get 1 million voters.
Okay, and here's the weirdest part about this. These are not very smart people. And, like, you would think $47 wouldn't be enough. But believe me, these dudes are like, ooh, $47. There are some people getting real excited about that $47. Dude, but what is the point of the petition? Like, it's just like, this is how easy it is to grift on the right now. All you have to say is, sign our petition in defense of your constitutional rights to free speech and bear arms. That's all they have to say. And people are like, I'll sign that. They're like, you don't want to read it? Nah. Can I get my $47? Can I get in cash? Or you can just give it to me in Bud Light. Like, I guarantee none of these people even know why they're signing it. They're just like, sweet, $47. Dude, I'm heading down the Golden Corral tonight, baby. That $47
for every person you refer to sign the petition if they're in a swing state. Goal is to get 1 million voters in swing states to show support for free speech and the right to bear arms. So I guess he's putting $47 million of this to essentially what that is. And I had to look up the website. Basically, you go there, you give your name, email, etc., address. You're not registering the vote. I think what they're going to do here is just try to come to your house, knock on your door, and try to convince you to vote for Donald Trump or whatever. They're basically paying people $47 to get people's information that live in said swing states.
Yeah, it's
the
all
legality
swing
of this
states.
stuff. I'll let the Federal Election Committee, various state Election committees decide that kind of stuff. I'm not a legal expert, but I have not seen something like this so overtly in this way. Here's another one from Elon Musk. He says, for every person you refer to swing state voter, you get $47 easy money. Even someone commented, they said, buying votes is exactly what I expected from a drug-addicted or drunk-addled mercurial billionaire. That's Elon Musk. Sometimes people ask, why do I show this picture of Elon? Because that's who he is. This is Elon Musk.
Dude, this is not Photoshopped, guys. First of all, what's up with those nipples, dog? God damn. That's some Pointer Sisters going on right there. Dude, that ain't right. There is something wrong. Those are some pointy ass nipples. Do you think, he literally looks like one of those Men in Black characters? He looks like there is somebody living inside of his chest cavity. If an alien burst out of Elon Musk's chest at any point this year, next year, or the next 4 years, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to be surprised. I won't even react. I'll probably be like, yeah, no, that's what I thought was going to happen. He is a weird-looking human being. Those proportions are just all wrong. They're all wrong. It looks like if you, pushed him really hard from behind, he would totally eat dirt, right? You can't have a body like that and stand upright if somebody pushes you hard from behind. It just doesn't seem like, I don't think he's not ergonomically correct. I don't even think that's the word for it.
Why do I show this picture of Elon? Because that's who he is. This is Elon Musk. Make no mistake, Junior? This is Elon.
No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call her. The machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted, which is nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless.
Jesus Christ. It's insane. They're just sitting there I made jokes about assassinating maybe the president and hey, it's hilarious, right? Wasn't that funny? We live in such weird ass times. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's because the left gets cucked. It's because the left is we don't want to react because they said that we're trying to take their guns and they said that we're trying to limit their free speech. So we don't want to do that because if we do, then it looks like they're right. You got to grow a pair of balls, man. The left needs to grow some balls. Because these dudes are just literally just laughing in their face oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, imagine if somebody assassinated the left's candidate for president. That would be funny. What? You can't say that. Shit, I'm going to be the one who gets in trouble. Watch, I'll get in trouble for this shit. These dudes won't. That's insane. Yeah, exactly, Tia. Jelly Bean. What? What the hell? It's insane. They should be in jail.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted, which is nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
Just find
right.
another puppet.
Exactly. That's.
It's no point in killing.
It's deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden. It would be pointless.
Dude.
And so, kind of what you're hearing him say is, oops, that's my phone. Even my alarm's going off how crazy this stuff is. So, kind of for real. Kind of what you're hearing Elon talk about is he knows he's bashing Kamala Harris every single day. And so he's all in on Donald Trump,
Christ.
Right?
All in. In the deep end.
Yeah, no, you are definitely in the deep end. You cannot touch bottom.
No, I'm like rolling around. I'm like a pig in mud. I'm like, it's all in, baby.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
How hard?
I mean, there may be some in the.
Dude, you've got to be kidding me. What? Like, you're just gonna like sit there and I'm all in, and you know what? If I go to prison, I go to prison. Then I hope dude goes to prison. Let's just be honest. Let's just speak honestly, because this is, like I said, this is what the left is afraid to do. The left is afraid to speak honestly because they're afraid, because they're like, oh, we don't want to look like them. Oh, we don't want to, like, the things that they say about us. So we don't want them to think that anybody to think that they're true. The left needs to just come out and, like, look at stuff like this and be like, you see that shit? That's crazy. You see that? That's treason. This dude is literally talking about the potential murder of the president and the vice president. Like, no big deal? That's what you guys think is funny? He thinks it's funny he might go to prison? And it's almost like he's doing exactly that. He's like, look, I'll sit here and I'll make these jokes about, like, going to prison and stuff like that, because then the left won't do it. Because every time we accuse the left of doing anything, it makes them gun shy, no pun intended, of doing anything to do anything about it. We say they're trying to put Donald Trump in prison. They literally take his prison sentence and move it 3 times to not put him in prison. He is currently a convicted felon, 34-time convicted felon, and he's had his his sentencing date pushed back 2 times, 3 times now. He has literally broken the Logan Act multiple times. And they're just like, it's just Donald Trump. And it's because the left is scared. The left doesn't want to do anything because they're like, what if then they look like they're right? Yeah. You know what? If Donald Trump loses and Elon Musk did a bunch of shit that he shouldn't have done that would get his ass put in prison, put his ass in prison. Say it with your chest, grow a pair of big-ass hairy balls, and say the words, put his ass in prison. Oh my God. This is insane.
I'm like a pig in mud. I'm like, it's all in, baby.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
How hard?
I mean, there may be some, in the hopefully unlikely event that he loses, there may be some vengeance on me.
Were you kidding?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible? You've got to be one of the biggest government contractors.
We do essential work for the government.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not like, you know, we do useful essential work.
Right.
That we.
This shit is
so,
surreal.
You know, for someone like Elon, that his companies are heavily subsidized by the government. For Elon, where he knows that his customer base at Tesla were largely Democrats, because you're talking about electric car company selling cars that saying, hey, clean air, clean energy, fight climate change, like that kind of stuff. That's not a Republican issue. That's more Democratic. And plus, his company were used to be based in California. Like, the people you buy your cars don't match with you politically. Now, my personal opinion on this stuff, guys, hey, you're free to take whatever political stances that you want, right? You have a free to whatever opinion. But as an investor, do I want to invest in a CEO who's making products overtly political? I mean, really throwing your hat into the ring into politics, like you know, most you know, CEOs, guys, it's not unusual for a CEO to say meet a politician and, you know, hey, we got to deal with the government, woohoo, right? But like campaigning and jumping up and down and wearing campaign hats, that's a different level. That's a completely different level. And now we're talking about like buying votes, I guess. Now we got this too. And his mom actually had to delete this post. This is Elon Musk's mom. This is what she writes. She writes, the Democrats have given us another option. You don't have to register to vote. On election day, have 10 fake names, go to 10 polling booths, and vote 10 times. That's 100 votes. And it's not illegal. Maybe we should work the system too. That's coming from Elon Musk's mom. And you could certainly make the case how...
Dude. The fucking the community note on the bottom. This is in fact illegal. This is what I'm saying, guys. What will they say? What will they say the excuses for this? They'll go, it was just a joke. Haha, you liberals, you have no sense of humor. No sense of humor. It's just really weird that everything that we say that's a joke is about undermining the election process, undermining truth, undermining American democracy. But they're all just jokes, guys. My mom makes jokes. I make jokes. Trump makes jokes. We're all just so funny. But nobody's laughing. Nobody's laughing. Like, you can't put out that tweet. In what world can you put out that tweet and not be investigated? What the is going on right now? This is so weird. It's surreal.
Illegal.
It's fucking surreal.
Maybe we should work the system too. That's coming from Elon Musk's mom. And you could certainly make the case, haha, she's joking, haha, but like, don't tweet this stuff out. don't tweet this stuff out. It got deleted. A bunch of readers, use the Twitter system to report it, basically saying, yo, this is illegal, this kind of stuff. And then now we got your son saying easy money for information. I mean, I don't know what to make of this stuff, guys. Moreover, which is kind of crazy, is Musk lives in some weird fantasy world where he pretends that he's not taking money from the government. You can have him listen to this.
There's this total misunderstanding that my companies have been subsidized and supported by the government and get all these. And it's like, do you really think that a Biden administration is going to subsidize me?
Probably not.
Are you kidding?
He's a moron. His contracts go back how far? Like, what? What are you talking about? Your rocket company was literally saved by the U.S. government. Wasn't he given a massive... Am I wrong about that? Wasn't he given a massive contract by the government? What is he talking about? This is so strange. I think they should cut his
in
funding.
fact, they take away every contract they possibly can. For example, there was the FCC contract to $42 billion for providing rural broadband.
Yes.
Okay. We actually first said, look, we think there shouldn't be any subsidies, so we recommend that this program just not exist. But since you're insisting that it exists, we will compete, and we have better products. So we won, I don't know, about a quarter of it.
Terrible.
So I mean, I don't know what to say anymore with these people. It's like, and someone say, oh, Chris, you just make us something. Like, guys, he gets subsidized. Like the tax subsidies on electric vehicles is massive. Plus, you're talking about all the government contracts at SpaceX, et cetera, or any other number of things that he's done. It's a laundry list, and then he's got tons of lawsuits against him. Like, this guy is so off the wall. I'm this essentially, what.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is some Diddy level shit right here. It's something about getting money and power, guys. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It seems like there's very few people that can become this wealthy that don't go off on some weird ass stuff. I've been watching that Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. I wish we could watch that on stream and talk about it, because there's so much about that is just insane. But one of the things I was just pointing out the other night was how it seems like in the 90s, this is where all of this kind of idiocy began and kind of moved into this area, right? Like the Attitude Era of WWE, Degeneration X, like all these interviews with these wrestlers that took part in all that. They're all kind of like, was it like bad? Should we have done it? It was probably bad, and no, we probably shouldn't have done it, but hey, it was just kind of like what it was happening at that time. And you think about it, the people that were watching those that wrestling during that time were 18, 20 years old. Now they're like 40, 45. These are the same people. And my wife even pointed out at one point, she said, when Donald Trump says that he wants to take America back, this is what he's talking about. He's talking about a time where women in corporations like that were being like abused. Where like how many you have like 4 or 5 lawsuits against Vince McMahon, where he settled 3 women for potentially assaulting them, and he has NDA disclosures with them, and like he's allegedly a human trafficker. All of these things, right? Like And when she said that, I was like, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, when you talk about where Donald Trump wants to take it back to, that's the time he's talking about. A time when people like Vince McMahon, a time like Donald Trump, or people like Donald Trump, people like Diddy, people like Elon Musk got to just run amok, do whatever they wanted to, do whatever they wanted to women, because women had no voice. There was no Me Too movement. Do whatever they wanted to immigrants, say whatever they wanted about immigrants. You know, have blackface in the wrestling ring. Like, if you haven't watched that documentary series called Mr. McMahon, you should watch that shit. Like, I stopped watching wrestling when I was like 14 years old, 15 years old, whatever. Like, it was like at one point or another, it just became like, you know, I grew the hell up, and it was, you know, no knock on people that still watch it, but it just wasn't for me, right? But like, I stopped watching right around that time, and I really like wrestling documentaries because the people that are wrestlers, the human beings that do the wrestling, are actually really interesting people because they all come from like really like bad backgrounds and stuff like that. So I like watching wrestling documentaries still, but I stopped watching wrestling at a certain point. But it's very pertinent when you're looking at what's going on today and the way that people are willing to perceive reality as being something that it isn't. And you go back 20 years to these people that were watching wrestling, that were believing that, you know, the wrestlers from the WWF were going to the WCW and fighting against WCW. Like, it's almost like people were conditioned. I don't think on purpose. I'm not a conspiracy theorist in that manner. I don't think that was on purpose, but I think that people in some ways inadvertently became conditioned to believing these like fantasy stories. Then they grew the fuck up. They became 40 years old, and Donald Trump comes along and sells them very WWE style politics. And all of a sudden, all these people come out of the woodworks and they decide they want to vote. They decide that Donald Trump's the person. You know, like, there is a clear connection between those two things, in my opinion. It's something that you should 100% watch. It's crazy. This is some Diddy level shit, guys.
The number of things that he's done, you know, it's a laundry list, and then he's got tons of lawsuits against him. Like, this guy is so off the wall. I'm this essentially, you know, what happens with these kind of people, or any people in general, the longer you see them, the longer you get to know them, they reveal themselves. And when you're talking about this stuff, they'll play it off as a joke, but so guys, weird. He's talking about prison sentences in a public interview. The thing that's really interesting, though, is actually he talks about how he doesn't have, according to Elon, a publicist person. So that may be the case. I mean, it certainly could be, because he just likes to talk off the cuff, etc. And, you know, it's hard to give a straight face because it's like, oh my God, it's crazy. And this is actually, one could argue, the most important week in Tesla history. You could certainly argue that this is the most important week. This could be make or break it for the company. They have this robotaxi event coming. We're gonna cover it, so please stop by the channel. We'll watch it together. And basically, they're gonna have to try to prove to everybody that they are more than a car company. And this is the headline. It's kind of interesting. It says Tesla may not even have real cars at its robotaxi launch event. Wow. So I think the robotaxi. Well, I think they're gonna have something physical. Okay. Now, the rumor is, though, at least this is coming from Deepwater Asset Management, so this is what I'm looking at here, and I actually pulled up their estimate, and these are the kinds of things that, like, you know, they may have some inside people that, you know, have an idea of what's going on over at Tesla. They're part of the Tesla pumping machine, so, you know, they're supportive of Tesla, but they're also realistic. So they're saying robotaxi, they think there's going to be a physical prototype, the Model 2, the cheap car, they're saying. There'll be no working prototype, maybe previewed. So if you want to, crazy. You know, say what I mean, maybe it's just a render, and then maybe a cyber van, and they think it's going to be the same as the Model 2. So maybe one physical product that probably won't ship or be ready, just that they're going to show something physical, and then maybe two like drawings, basically. And the question I'd pose to you then is, for Elon, why is he getting so much into politics? And something that my wife brought up, when we watched the Elon Trump thing together, and if you guys saw it, you might have felt the same thing. Let me bring up the other picture here. The first thing she said is that Elon looks desperate. That was the first thing that she said. And it was interesting because that was the thing that I was thinking of as well. And I'll be curious if that was the first word that came to your mind, because
no, the first word that came into my mind was he's insane, but desperate's up there. I think I agree with him. I think that Elon Musk doesn't care as much about money as he does about being important. Like, that's what Elon Musk comes off to me. Like, there's been multiple times now in Elon's life where he's almost lost it all, right? Like, multiple times where he's been either bailed out by the government or bailed out by investors or bailed out by just a lucky turn of events. And I think that Elon Musk doesn't really care about how much money he has. I think he would willingly just lose it all just on some crazy stuff. I think he's insane, to be honest with you. And that's scary because a person having that much money, that much power specifically, and taking these types of risks can really turn out really poorly for those of us that are affected by these types of events. I would say insane was the first word that came to mind when I saw him, but desperate's up there.
That was the thing that I was thinking of as well. And I'd be curious if that was the first word that came to your mind, because like he's been doing this the last couple of days where he'll just like tweet out this kind of stuff. Like, let me show you this kind of thing where, and this is Doge Designer, but he retweets all the time. And I wonder if Doge Designer is like an alt account or employees, because it's always this kind of stuff. But it's this kind of thing of like, Trump must win. Like he's always constantly tweeting out these things. And sometimes he'll type it out overtly, like Trump's got to win, or if Trump doesn't win, the earth will blow up. I've showed you guys these tweets before, and it's like every day. Like I can't keep up. It's every day. But like the person who talks in this way, it's really desperate. It's really, really desperate. And this guy is supposedly like the richest dude in the world.
If he loses, man, what?
Dude, if he loses, I'm
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but, I get...
I have no plausible deniability.
And he acts like, he literally tweets out and acts like the world's going to fall apart if his, candidate doesn't win. And this is why it's very bizarre, it's very unusual, and very unsettling if you have your money in this company that the CEO is talking about going to prison. So I leave this question to you guys. How long will his prison sentence be? What do you make of this stuff? And if you're a Tesla bull, like, do you think it's funny? It's a serious question. Do you think it's funny to joke about this kind of thing? And do you actually think the robotaxi is going to be real? My personal opinion is I don't think any of this stuff's real. I think it's all smoke and mirrors, and I think that's why he's having mental breakdowns. This is what happens to people when the lies start to crumble and people start to see through it, and you're running out of runway to tell more lies, and you just don't know what to do anymore. And so you just have these freakouts, which I think is what we're seeing. And I also think he's on some sort of substances, whatever they are. Who knows? You can ask Elon. So please share your thoughts on this one. It's a wild story.
All right, one more time. I'm going to put this on here. Yeah, one of his children is transitioning. He doesn't talk to him. Yeah, I know. I saw some of that stuff. It's crazy. So this is Chris Norland. I'm going to guess he's usually an investment channel. Let's take a look at what his channel. Oh, yeah, he's an investor. So it looks like he's normally an investment channel. Let's take a look at some of his videos here. A lot to do with Tesla, obviously. Well, if you're into investments, this is not financial advice, but maybe go check him out. This is interesting. This is a very interesting take from somebody that doesn't look like they post a lot about politics. This is a cool look at something from an investor's point of view. And as far as investors go, yeah, I'm 100% with him. That's an insane thing for a person that's in charge of a corporation to be doing. It's and I mean that in the most literal sense. I mean the definition of crazy. Like, I think that he is not mentally well. I think that I just saw Asmongold the other day do this thing where he was commenting on Trump's like debate or something like that. And while he was doing it, he's kind of like making these like trolly jokes about, like when Trump's like, I'm the only one that can save it. Asmongold's kind of like doing things like going like, yeah, he is. He's the only one. He's doing that shit with his eyebrows he does. And I was like, I think that there's a large portion of our society right now that is not taking a lot of this seriously. And it's because they're afraid of their audience. I think that a lot of those people like Asmongold, they see like that the people that watch their shows are tilted more towards being very Trumpian, being the type of people that, like I was talking about earlier, the people that never grew up, they're still watching the wrestling stuff. They still say things like, dude, the Attitude Era was the best era of all time. And like, I'm not saying all those people are even Trump supporters. I'm just saying that I think that the idea of idiocracy is alive and well, because when you look at that era and you look at our politics today, there is like a clear path between the two. And, you know, if you think it's cool, it's funny, it's hip, it's what you want to see is the guy who's in charge of potentially thousands of dollars of your stock, and he determines which way your stock goes, up or down, based on his actions, okay? If you think it's cool for him to troll people, you're not a serious investor. That's insane. Yeah, he's definitely on substances. He's on ketamine. I know he's talked about being on ketamine. What up, Liz? What's going on, Liz? So anyways, that was a pretty interesting look. Go check out Chris Norland's channel if you're into investing, if you're into watching videos about investing, or into videos about that. I'm not putting in money in Tesla either, Alan. No, thank you. You know what? I have an ETF that did have Tesla for a little bit. I don't know if they do anymore. I'll have to take a look at that. But I did have an ETF that did have Tesla during the whole COVID thing, while it was like fluctuating pretty insanely. So anyways, let's watch the Scared Ketchup video. So you guys, every time that there's a Scared Ketchup video, I see you guys in chat going, Scared Ketchup, Scared Ketchup, Scared Ketchup. All right, fine, okay. We'll watch Scared Ketchup. This time without you guys having to tell me to, okay? Oops, what did I do?
Hello, YouTube. It's me, Elon Musk. And I'm back today with the former First Lady to continue our conversation regarding her new memoir, I Write Book.
Thank you, Limon. I took advice you gave and...
Okay, here's the funniest part about this. I know that's not real, but you can convince me it is. You can convince me that the name of Melania's book is I Write Book.
Talk with more generous helping of sweater puppies.
First off, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me here for part 2 of this hard-hitting interview. It takes real balls to go toe-to-toe with an important investigative journalist such as myself.
I know that very true about having balls, Limon, and I thank you for that.
Speaking of having balls, that's what the far right is saying about you now, that you've come out as pro-life. How does that make you feel?
Also, something that I could completely believe. If you told me right now that Republicans as a whole have turned on Melania and said she had balls, I'd probably go, probably true. No fact-checking. You said no fact-checking. That's what I would say.
How does that make you feel?
I am a strong woman, and if those peoples want to say I am packing schlong, I let that water run off back faster than Hopi off Donald in Russian hotel.
Speaking of hookers, when you first met Donald, you were a nude model. Is that correct?
Yes, Limon, that is true, and I defend my decision to be skank.
Right, I get that.
Because my photos were not bad photos, they were art photos, such as painting at the Renaissance Fair.
No, they weren't. That shit was straight up hustler. Okay, maybe Playboy. Maybe not hustler, but Playboy. Dude, Elon Musk might be my new favorite character on Scared Ketchup. Elon Musk is definitely top 3 new favorite characters, up there with Bobo. Definitely up there with Bobo. And, of course, Trump himself. God, it's amazing.
They were art photos, such as painting at the Renaissance Fair. And like Stolpel tours that tell the booty of the human form.
Right. Perhaps your goal was to celebrate the booty, but let's face facts, you didn't really have one. Very white girls, not much junk in the trunk.
My nude modeling was artistic expression that aligned me with tradition Indo art history that revered the human booty.
Weird, wacky stuff.
Am I sense-making Limon?
No, not really.
Let me put it this way then. I take pride in those photos and they are part of journey. I reject the notion that those 90s are scandals or that they undermine my dignity. I think that all the scrutiny from media tells more about them than they do me.
What role you whip up a mean word salad?
Yeah.
You also talk about meeting many world leaders in the book. Do you have any interesting anecdotes you would like to share?
Yes, Limon. I have many.
Marge the Bounty Hunter. You are actually correct, Reverend. Best character, #1 character on Scared Ketchup is Marge the Bounty Hunter. I don't think, so top 3, Marge the Bounty Hunter, Trump's got to stay in the top 3. So it's Marge the Bounty Hunter, Donald Trump, and then Elon Musk. That's my top 3 right now. I'm sticking with that, okay? God, that was an amazing word salad.
Anecdotes you would like to share?
Yes, Limon. I have many anecdotes about meeting the foreign descent tourists. Most notable story would be one about King Salami of Saudi Arabia.
Right, the bonesaw guy.
That is right, Limon. Duff Bonesaw guy. He kissed me on 2 hands.
Great story.
I know.
There's a lot in your book that is just plain uninteresting, like how your grandfather invented onions and how...
Wait. No. Somebody Google it real quick. Did Melania's grandfather invent onions? That doesn't sound like something that could be true. But once again, that the other day when I was watching the Bonesaw video and I was like, that's not real. And I went and looked it up and I was like, Bonesaw's real. Bonesaw's real. I would like to believe that some of these things, that they aren't true. And that's the reason that fact checking is so necessary. It seems so necessary. What up, DJ?
How you still hate the father invented onions, and how you still hate the Obamas for not letting you ruin the interior of the White House before you actually moved in.
They were so rude to me for doing that.
But the biggest revelation, and we touched on this yesterday, is that you came out in favor of abortion rights, and many are asking why you waited so long.
There is no easy answer, because I waited when husband stacked the court with Supremes, and I did not make peep. And
I did not make peep. Dude, you know why she waited so long? Because that marriage is over. Or is it Jover? Is that marriage Jover? Dude, the writing has been on the wall for so long. What do you guys think? You guys think that it's Jover, or do you think it's just they just never really ever are in the same building together ever again? Which one do you think it is? Because the grift is really, really sweet over there on the Trump side. So if I was Melania, those nights with Trump, I'm getting shivers. If I was Melania, God, every time I say it, I think about vomiting. I would probably be thinking, man, what am I going to do for money after this is, if we divorce? Because Donald Trump doesn't exactly have a ton of liquid assets, right? And a lot of those liquid assets are going to another woman named E. Jean Carroll, okay? So half his money is going to go to New York. The other half of the money is going to go to E. Jean Carroll. Then he's going to have to sell all his Trump media stock. By the time he finally sells his Trump media stock, it's going to be worth like $13.47. I mean, to be honest, the only real money that's going to be left in the Trump family is going to be the sweet, sweet grift. Like, if you guys know right now, is it Oklahoma that is now buying the Trump Bible to put it in schools? I swear to God. Well, I live in California, so I don't have to worry about this. But if I ever walked into a school that my child went to and there was a Trump Bible in there, that would be the first time I ever was okay with burning a book. 100%. I'd light that shit on fire in front of all the fourth graders, okay? Everybody's going to learn a bad habit today. And I'm from California. That says something. If I'm willing to set some shit on fire in a building that could potentially spread to like 7 different counties, that means I'm pot committed to getting rid of that book. Just letting you guys know that.
I did not make peep, and then I waited when they overturned the Roe Wade. And still I know my peep, but truth be told, inside my heart, it broke into a million pieces for the women of America.
Right. Then why have you decided to make a peep now?
It helping me to sell shit ton of books.
You're cooking for Cocoa Puffs.
Do you suppose sometime before he dies that this girl might just...
Dude, scared ketchup don't miss. All right, guys? Scared ketchup don't miss. That ain't wrong. It helped me sell millions of books. That is the damn truth right there. The grift is so good. You guys know how rich I would be right now? Do you guys know how rich I would be right now if I would have just... I'm a bald white man. I could have just like walked right into the white Republican Party. I could have like they would have. That's open arms type shit. Like fucking Arms of an Angel would play. I come walking in. Maybe Eye of the Tiger. Do you guys know how much money I would have right now if I had joined the right-wing grift? It is just good money over there. I mean, just like Elon Musk, I would be laughing and talking to you guys right now about my potential prison sentence coming up. Luckily, I only have to worry about if Donald Trump gets elected and he throws me in a gulag. Because if there is one channel on the internet that has more videos that says roasting Trump supporters or making fun of Trump supporters, y'all let me know, okay? Because I need to hide behind that guy or that girl, all right? Because right now I'm pretty sure I am front and center as the one channel with the most videos that says that I make fun of Trump supporters. Donald Trump gets elected, my ass could possibly go right into the gulag. Thank God I live in California. They won't extradite me. They won't extradite me. The FBI is going to kick in my door? Probably. Also, Levon, I hope you haven't left yet. Levon, thank you for the membership. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. And if you want to support me, you can support this soulless ginger on his journey to make fun of as many Trump supporters before the world ends for only 10 cents a day by joining the Ginger Army, which is just right below the video. It's a little click to join button. It's $3 a month. It's cheaper than Netflix. It's more entertaining. And also, like, I buy like half a 16-ounce beer. It's amazing because after YouTube takes its cut and then the government takes its cut, I make like 97 cents off of a membership. I tell you, I should have. What did I do? Oh, dude, the right-wing grift would have made me. Dude, I could be a millionaire right now. I could have been something. I could have been something. All right, it's time. You guys ready to play the game? Are you guys ready to play the game? We're going to end this poll because we're going to play the game tonight. We are going to play the game. Is it illness or is it education? If you have not played this game, let me go ahead and explain to you the rules. Before every one of these interviews, we are going to ask the question, is it illness or is it education? And woke Mike, you don't get to just say all of the above. God damn it. I'm getting out ahead of him because he's going to say, can we just say all of the above? No, you have to pick one. That's the whole goddamn point of the game. All right? It's educational. We're trying to figure out what's wrong with these people. So I'm going to ask the question, is it illness or is it education? You get to pick before, and then I'm going to give you a chance to change your answer while the video plays. All right? And we're going to do the Lord's work. Jesus is looking down on you right now and determining whether or not you are a good human being at this point in this time. Because as the Trumpster fire begins to burn, and the MAGA goes underground and starts loading weapons to accidentally shoot each other in the feet, we will be here still on live stream making fun of Trump supporters and just trying to figure it out, trying to find a solution. How do we fix this? Do we put more money in the educational system or do we put more money into mental health? That's the question. All right, guys, I hope you guys are ready for this. Why did my poll not end? I say end poll. Hold on, we're not... Calm down, DJ. We're not there yet. Because, look, TYT starts their videos off really dumb now. Like, somebody needs to talk to TYT. I know Anna has left TYT. That's a fake news story. But I'm going to just keep repeating it. Allegedly, Anna has left the TYT show. So let's just say it's been like 5.5 minutes, and it's already gone way downhill. But these videos do not start well anymore.
Since I get royalties from gas in Pennsylvania, drill, baby, drill.
Well, Vice President Harris has said that she's in favor of fracking.
She's flip-flopping. She's flip-flopping.
Okay, all right. That's a warm-up. That's just pregame, okay? Now, we've seen the majority of these people before. It's not like these are new people to us, so I don't want you guys to cheat, okay? You got to take a fresh memory of this, and I want you guys got to pick. Is it illness? Okay, we don't even know what this woman's about to be asked, okay? So is it illness All right, mental illness. Or is it lack of education? Which one do you guys think it is? You tell me. We're going to give you a couple minutes, or just not like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. You guys pick it, okay? You'd vote Joe Exotic instead of Trump? Dude, that's hilarious. Tiger King. All right, you guys pick. Lock in your votes. Is it mental illness or is it lack of education that this woman is about to express? I'm taking a look, and this is how you do it. You gotta lock in on the visual first, okay? She doesn't look that crazy. But that's how the crazy ones are, okay? She's got some nice glasses. Those glasses right there, those are nice. That pink hat, pretty good condition. She's got some nice jewelry going on. That white t-shirt, pretty clean. Usually when we talk about lack of education, there's a stain or two, okay? I'm going to say that this woman, she's looking a little too clean for me. I'm going mental illness, okay? I don't think it's education. This getup does not speak of education. It speaks clearly of a lack of mental health care in this woman's life. She's a Karen. That's what Tired's going with. All right. You guys ready? You guys ready for this? Pillbillies. Oh, dude. Pillbillies. Okay, no cheating, Nathan. No cheating, okay? Pillbillies is my new favorite. God, I got to remember that one. That's got to go in the memory bank.
Flip-flopping.
Here we go.
If Donald Trump were to lose again, what would that mean for MAGA, do you think, for all the people here?
Oh, that looks as illness.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that the hope that we can ever be a great nation again and that my grandchildren can have the benefit of what I had as a young woman, I think that hope is gone.
Donald Trump, man.
All right, what do you guys got? I'm going illness still. That speaks of like a bit of a spiritual thing, right? Like Donald Trump's the only one that can save us. It's Donald Trump or it's disaster. God, don't steal that, Donald Trump. You see just Donald Trump up there using my own words against me. It's either Donald Trump or it's disaster. This is the end for all of us, guys. If you guys don't know, like, if Donald Trump doesn't get elected, your grandchildren are going to be eaten by liberals. The Haitians are going to eat your pets. The liberals are going to eat your children. There's just not going to be anything left, guys. It's only Donald Trump that can save us. All right, this is your last check. 3, 2, 1. The survey says 53% education, 46% illness. That's a pretty good go. All right, we move on to our next test subject. This gentleman here, this is a good one. This one right here. He looks like, this looks like the type of person that was made to play this game. This game was made for this man right here. Is it illness? Is it education? We're going to throw another one in here. We're going to throw one more in here for you guys, so that way we can really spice this up. Is it exhaust fumes? Has this man been huffing his own coal rolling for too long? Which one is it, guys? Is it illness? Is it education? Or has this guy been hanging out around the tailpipe of his lifted Ford F-150 that rolls coal for too long and it's affected his brain? I'm taking a look at him. I mean, that shirt, that looks like a custom Trump shirt. You can see that either he or his life partner, I don't judge people, okay? Life partner. All right, have cut that bad boy into what looks like a V-neck and cut the sleeves off as well. Now, obviously, it's got a nice big fat Trump across the top. I'm going to guess, if I had to guess what it says underneath that Trump, I'm going to guess that it says Trump or die underneath that, okay? We got some aviators going on here. We got another Trump camo hat going on here. I'm guessing this guy's ex-military, joined up for 2 years, still tells everybody about how long he was in the military to this day, never actually did anything. I'm going to say, I think he reeks of a lack of education. I think he should have used that GI Bill. I think he should have used a GI Bill. That's what I'm going to go with. He's developing a Trump vag under his chin. Tired. That is, Liz Allen says, Appalachia. You can't say all of the above, Nathan. God damn it. You guys always trying to want to be state trooper. DJ, that's a good one. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready for this. Lock in your answers.
Is gone.
Donald Trump, man. My wife calls me Donald Trump. I love the guy.
That man just said, my wife calls me Donald Trump. That's so fucking weird. We gotta get that one more time. That is so weird. Oh,
my wife calls me Donald Trump. I love the guy. Love the guy.
If you were to lose again, what would that mean to you?
We better buy some more guns, ammunition, because we got what's coming over the border right now is pretty bad. So we got criminals running the show. George Soros, he's got to go. His son's got to go. A lot of people don't know his son's married to Clinton's daughter. So they're all keeping it entwined with each other. So they're keeping it in the money. The crooks are all running the show. You got Kamala Harris. I'm not going to be nasty and call her anything but a name, but we all know what she is. You got Tampon Tim. Where'd this guy come from? So
Hold on. He said Kamala Harris, and then he said, I ain't going to be rude and call her anything but her name. They're not real. Guys, this is all fake. That's what it is. It's got to be. This isn't reality anymore. The CERN, the giant CERN machine, found the Higgs boson. Harambe died. What's the other conspiracy theories these people believe? It's not real anymore. That man's a serpent person. He's a Lemurian. He's an Anunnaki. Dude, I have watched so many conspiracy theory videos now. I bet I can talk to conspiracy theorists now. I'm sticking with education on that one, guys. That reeked of education. Also, I now can't get out of my head the thought of that man being called Donald Trump by his wife in the bedroom. Give it to me, Donald. Give it to me in the back door. That is like weird on so many levels. Oh, God. All right. This is your last chance. 3, 2, 1. Survey says, Tia, you're a Lemurian? God damn it. I didn't know. We are moving up in the world on YouTube. We got Lemurians in the chat and shit. Hell yeah, brother. 57% says it's the exhaust fumes. 26% says it's education. 15% says it's illness. I'm going with that. I like that. That is that's a good one right there. That's yeah, we got vampires too. Awesome. All right, let's go with this gentleman here. This is a special looking gentleman right here. This is definitely. We've got one here. Bucket saying psychopath. Anybody else want to add? Anybody want to throw some? This guy's saying he's tired. Saying this guy is high. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're gonna add some of these answers. Okay. So is it illness? Is it education? Is he high as giraffe? I don't think I can even type that, so we'll type that. Okay. And what was Bucket's? Bucket just says pure psycho. Pure psycho. Okay. All right, here it is, guys. Here's your chance. So lock in your answers. Is it illness, mental illness, lack of education? Is this gentleman high as giraffe pussy? Or is this guy, does he got bodies in the basement? Is he just 100% pure psycho? Okay? There's a customer that comes into my store that we call bodies in the basement because that motherfucker's creepy. Okay? And I'm guaranteeing you this dude might also have some bodies in the basement. What do you guys think? So we got what looks like a fresh Make America Great Again hat. Let's just be honest. That's a fresh Make America Great Again hat. I don't even know if this guy's a Trump supporter. He does look pretty goddamn high. There is a potential that this gentleman wandered into a Trump area, grabbed himself a hat for $39.99 so that way he would blend in because he is way too stoned to be asked questions, and yet somehow ended up in an interview. Let's take a look. He's got a little bit of like a 5 o'clock shadow, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, March 3rd shadow going on there. Not much of a chin. He's got a second chin forming under the first chin, or as Tired called it, potentially a Trump vag that is coming out underneath that top chin. It's a little bit of a my lady look. My lady, right? He's got a little bit of the my lady look going on. So what do you guys think? I'm going high as giraffe pussy. I think he wandered in. I don't think he's even a Trump supporter. I think this guy wandered into a Trump rally and got caught by an interview person, and he has no idea what he's about to say. All right, here we go. Last chance. Lock in the answers.
Tampon Tim, where'd this guy come from? So,
If Vice President Harris wins, what would that mean for you?
If it's more of the same of what we're dealing with now, I can only imagine utter destruction for America.
What would it mean for MAGA? He's in favor of fracking.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I messed it up. One more time. I gotta hear that one more time.
If it's more of the same of what we're dealing with now, I can only imagine utter destruction for America.
What would it mean for MAGA?
I just want you guys to think about that for 1 second. Utter destruction of America. Like, the reality bending of the fact that, like, if Kamala Harris is elected, that by her trying to give you $25,000 to buy a new house, $50,000 to start a business, help forgive your medical debt, that's pure destruction, guys. She's the most evil politician that you've ever seen in your life. Pure destruction. I'm sticking with this guy as high as giraffe pussy. It is 100%.
America.
What would it mean for MAGA?
It would demolish it. It would destroy it. There is no other like Trump, and that's why they're trying to kill him. They've tried it twice.
If Trump were to lose...
Okay. I'm sticking with my original answer. That dude was 100% high, right? Like, and I'm not just saying even on weed. He might have done some mushrooms. He might have been getting that Elon special. He might have had him some ketamine while he was back in the back there, all right? He might have got a hold of him some ketamine, all right? Because that shit's okay nowadays. All right, guys, this is your last chance. You got 3 seconds before we get to Sparkles Mick I don't think so face, okay? She got a crystal on the neck right there. That's keeping away the bad spirits. All right, guys? That's what's fucking going on here. This is what I love about Trump supporters. There's such a weird mixture of just like the left, the conspiracy left, the Bernie supporters, the fucking religious right. It is a weird, weird place over in MAGAville. All right? That was your last chance. We're counting down 3, 2, 1. All right? Our last gentleman we're going with highest giraffe pussy at 45%, pure psycho 45%, illness 4%, education 4%. All right, that's a good mixture, guys. Good call. I don't know how that adds up to 98%. Apparently YouTube can't math, but somehow that added up to 98%. But 45% high, 45% pure psycho is probably right on the ball, guys. That is actually a pretty good call on your part. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. All right. Sparkles Don't Fuck With Me face. What do you guys think? Do you think she is... Okay. Is it illness? Is it education? Product of incest. Okay, we'll put that on there. Is it incest? We'll throw it on there. Unrequited lesbianism. I don't even know if I spelled any of this right. Don't judge me. I'm from the trailer park. Okay, here it is, guys. You can't say all of the above, Mike. God damn it. All right. Is it mental illness? Is it lack of education? Is it incest? Or unrequited lesbianism? Is this woman, is she deep down, does she want to get some of that? You know? Would she like to grab them by the, you know what, okay? And she can't because all around her are people that don't like gay people. So she's doing her best not to. Therefore, that's why she looks so angry all the time. Which one is it? Tia, you wear your pentagram. I think that might actually nowadays. This is really like getting super weird nowadays. How it's like the people that used to be left. Like now, I don't know. Like back in the day, if I saw somebody wearing my mom was a Wiccan. If you were wearing like some Wiccan shit, I was like, that person supports abortion rights. That person supports Me Too movements. That person's like, you know, they also may sage smudge some demons out of your house for you. Nowadays, I don't know anymore. Nowadays, if you're wearing a crystal, it's a goddamn coin flip. And that is so weird. Because 10 years ago, if I would have asked somebody that was wearing a crystal, if they supported Donald Trump, they would have punched me right in the throat. There would have been a 1-2. One to the balls, one to the throat. And then we probably would have been dead. All right? That's the end of my lifetime. Nowadays, it's a goddamn coin flip. It's so crazy. All right. Well, I know they're tough choices, but I gave you a chance. You got a crystal. You got a fight t-shirt. You got Sparkles McSparkle face. Looks like, what is it? She's been bedazzled. That's what I was looking for. She's used the bedazzler on her face. This is on par with the girl that put the Trump tattoo on her head. When you bedazzle your face. Also, all these hats are way too clean. All these hats are way too clean. All right. She's also got some tattoos going on here. All right. Looks like she's carrying an extra set of clothing in case she soils her diaper. What do you guys think? Last chance? Last chance. Is it illness? Is it education? Lesbianism for 500. Good job, Mike. This is your chance. Last chance. Here it goes. Play the video. Is it illness?
Going to kill him. They've tried it twice.
If Trump were to lose, would you accept that result?
Of course. You know, everybody perceives the Republican Party as these big bad people. We're not. We're going to accept it.
Okay, does she finish crazy? Did she just bait us? She might have baited us, guys. It was the bedazzling on the face. That's what's got me. She got me with that one. But it does. Here's the thing is, does she finish crazy, guys? Because that's always potential. That's always a potential.
The Republican Party as these big bad people. We're not. We're going to accept it, and we're going to be cordial about it, you know?
Well, just because last time it didn't happen, so that's why people are asking.
Sure. I don't want to discuss that last presidential running. I just don't feel like things went the way it should have. So.
Oh no.
That's another topic that I don't want to discuss. Okay.
Well,
Guys, that was a little window. This guy's got a Mark Robinson for governor. Oh my guy. Oh, this is going to be so good. This next one's going to be so good. Oh, dude, that was a little window into like a person that's just about to become full cult, right? Like she had like a visceral reaction to talking about the January 6th thing. Like she was like, like she shorted out, guys. I thought there's always just still this like minor amount of hope in me still that I'm like, she gonna come through. She gonna be like, no, we can't do dumb shit, guys. This is America. It's a great country. Let's not ruin it. Let's not be idiots. But they can't do it. They just can't do it. All right, guys, last chance. 3, 2, 1. Survey says. You want to see it one more time? We'll let you see it one more time here in a second. Unrequited lesbianism at 42%. Incest up there with 26%. Education 19%. Illness 11%. That's not a bad. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. We should be being paid right now, okay? Because we are doing the government's job. We are determining whether or not these people are going to be capable of reintegrating into society after Donald Trump loses. These videos are going to be evidence to be used in the future trials of MAGA supporters to determine whether or not their treasonous actions after they try to overthrow the government one more time were because of insanity or because of educational issues, okay? We're doing the government's job right now, all right? I want you guys to know that. We're going to play this one more time because Tia said to play it one more time. We're going to watch this one more time.
Everybody perceives the Republican Party as these big bad people. We're not. We're going to accept it, and we're going to be cordial about it. You know.
Well, just because last time it didn't happen, so that's why people are asking.
Sure.
See, she's doing good.
I don't want to discuss that last presidential running. I just don't feel like things went the way it should have. So that's another topic that I don't want to discuss. Okay.
Dude, God, dude. God damn, dude. That is so insane to watch. Like, we just watched the brainwashing take effect, right? Like, she was like, I think I should say something here that's intelligent. And then, like, the Trump brainwashing, it's like cortisol. It just, like, flowed over the brain and just sucked down on it. And she went, ugh! And she couldn't talk anymore. All right, let's get on to this guy. Oh, man. This is about to be a good one. All right. What do you guys think? What did you say? You said you think he's paid. Okay, we'll add that in there. All right, guys. Let's do is it illness? Is it education? Is this guy paid? Let's make it fun. Is he a crisis actor? Isn't that what they call him? No, all of the above. Pissed to support check bounced. Black Nazi supporter. Wait. Is he part of the KKK? Because as I learned in the Joe Moore book, they recruited minorities. Is this gentleman, does he suffer from mental illness? Did he not have a good education? Is he a paid actor that Donald Trump, did they get him off Craigslist? Or is he potentially, has he been recruited by the KKK? And he's there. Black Nazi Club leader. Douchebag's a good one too. But that's just like, I mean, that's easy, right? Maddie no longer gets them stimmy checks. Alan, spot on. Good job, Alan. All right. This is your last chance. Lock in the answers. Boys, girls, genders of all ages. Here we go.
That's another topic that I don't want to discuss. Okay.
Well, I'll be honest. I think if Donald Trump loses, MAGA dies. I think that is synonymous with his name. I don't think he'll ever run again for president. I mean, his age alone probably will dictate that. So I think it is very detrimental.
If she were to win and Donald Trump were...
Hold on. That man was 100% an actor. That was way too good of an answer for a MAGA person. That man was a paid actor. He got us. Dude, or maybe he might have been part of the KKK too. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly after all of these. I keep forgetting. Allegedly. That was a solid answer. It was you gotta give credit where credit is due. You think so? You think he threw on the Trump gear, the Mark Robinson gear, and he's actually a Harris supporter? They're just trolling TYT and interviewers. That's a good call. That's actually a pretty good call. All right, here's your last chance. If you want to change your vote, now's the chance. 3, 2, 1. Survey says 66% says it's KKK. 22% says crisis actor. 11% illness, 0%. No one said education. That's actually a good call. You got that? No, Fantradath. After reading Joe Moore's book, reading about how like well structured the modern day KKK is actually incredibly scary. They have some very well-to-do, intelligent people in their ranks, and the idea that they have created infrastructure that will allow them to take over for the government after they potentially cause a second civil war is scary as hell. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. I hope you guys are ready for this one. Polls never lie. The polls are the best. The polls tell the truth. They're the honest truth. All right, what do we got? We got this gentleman. Is it? What do you guys think? Is it illness? 3 people went. Moonshine's a good one. Is it illness? Lack of education? Exposure to Agent Orange. I'm going to throw that one in there. Okay? Because there's a possibility. Look, he's a veteran. Look, I love the military. If that's what happened to my man, I feel bad. All right? Because that's a possibility. Exposure to Agent Orange. Fake biker. Fake biker could also get you there. Yeah, that's a good one. 3 people went blind as moonshine. Like, we could go with moonshine. I like the moonshine one. Moonshine. Okay. So is this man suffering from mental illness? Allegedly. Does he have a lack of education? I also agree he needs to shave his shoulders. That's some hairy shoulders. Exposure to Agent Orange, possibility. And for that, sir, thank you for your service. If that's what happened, I am so sorry. But it's also an inside joke. It's a little bit of a double entendre, okay? All right? Or was it the moonshine? Is this man drunk? That's the real question. Is he drunk? Where's Harley Gear rides a Suzuki? Tattoo poisoning. Look, when you're getting those tattoos over in Nam, dog, they're using that Indian ink when they're over there, like, just like tagging you with a needle. That shit is a possibility. He could have got some bad ink over there. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go.
If she were to win and Donald Trump were to lose again, what would that mean for the MAGA movement?
Well, I don't think that the MAGA move is ever going to end because people want to make America great. You know, Harris, the only thing that they want to do is let everybody across the border and ruin the country that we have and doing away with our rights and our freedoms.
Oh, yeah.
And can you be specific about that, rights and freedoms? Which rights and freedoms?
Well, they're already coming after free speech. They're coming after the guns and the right to have them.
If Donald...
That one, I'm sorry, guys. That's clear education. I'm going 100% education on that one. That's one of those guys that's like, brother, you signed up for the military. You fought for your country. You really went out of your way to do the damn thing. And you probably should have went to college, to be honest with you. I mean, in my opinion, that whole, like, the so easily driven to fear thing, like, just speaks of a complete lack of education. Anytime I see somebody up there that just, like, that spews that drivel of they're coming to take our guns, the immigrants coming off the border, all the, like, most basic of MAGA bullshit, like, that stuff, like, just 100% screams education to me. Alan agrees. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Agent Orange does mess with your mind. So does the moonshine. All right, last chance, and then we're going to go to Edward the Debt Collector. I'm going to kind of cheat on this one because I know Edward the Debt Collector. I don't know him personally, but it feels like I do after years of watching this guy say the same dumb shit. I have seen Edward the Debt Collector evolve. I don't know if he still has them, but at one point he had vampire teeth. Implants? I want to say he had implants, so he probably still has vampire teeth, which is really weird coming from a group of people that have recently accused Democrats of being vampires. This guy has vampire teeth. Like, you can't make this shit up. All right, last chance. We're ending the poll. I see people going back and forth. All right, 47% says it's exposure to Agent Orange. 36% says it's moonshine. 10% say it's education, and 5% says it's illness. That's actually probably pretty good. That's pretty good. A little bit of an exposure to Agent Orange, probably too much moonshine, lack of education, and then a touch of mental illness. Oh, just chef's kiss. That is like the prototype for a Trump supporter. Oh, maybe he's a real vampire. That's a good call. Maybe I didn't know he had vampire teeth until he showed the vampire teeth. That's going to be one of the answers. All right. This man's name is Edward the Debt Collector. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint, okay? Do you believe that Edward the Debt Collector... God damn it, wrong button. Do you believe it's illness? Do you believe it's education? Do you believe he's a real vampire? And then here you go. Little hint. He is grifting as hard... Okay, will this fit? That's what she said. As he can, okay? I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna tell you my answer on this one. I'm gonna let you guys pick this one. So go ahead, take a look at Edward the Debt Collector and what looks to be a groupie that he picked up. In former videos, Edward the Debt Collector was always solo. Always solo. But it looks like he has picked up a woman that has bedazzled a USA hat. That's pretty high class in the trailer park. I'm going to tell you guys this. Coming from the trailer park, you get you a girl with a bedazzled USA hat, that is the trailer park rose right there. That is a keeper, okay? Right? She's getting an SSI check, and you're getting a pretty good amount of it, okay? Pays most of the trailer's rent. I know these things. I've been there. I've done that, okay? Right? When you need to buy that car from the impound, and it's $350, she got you. Just, you got to wait until the 1st, okay? So what do you guys think? Is it going to be, he is grifting as hard as he can? Is it illness? Is it education? Or is Edward the Debt Collector actually a vampire? Lock in your votes. And away we go. Jeffrey Epstein, Debt Collector.
They're coming after the guns and the right to have them.
If Donald Trump loses, who then becomes the leader of this?
We don't need a leader. This is grassroots. You think there's a leader to this? You think there's a leader to all this? This is grassroots. We just come from all over the country of our own volition. We get word of mouth. We hear there's a Trump event. Nobody has called me and said, "Hey, you're here. There's a rally in North Carolina. You're going to go?" I find out in the news. We're now at a rally in North Carolina. Time to go. I do it. I'm not with any group. I'm not one of the front row.
But you're coming because Donald Trump's at the podium.
Yes, but this is how it will continue. We, the people, won't let it die.
You think this crowd will come if Donald Trump's not there?
Yes, they will. Like Trump's.
Okay. And there's a reason I put he grifts so hard. He just lied straight up to that interview. He said, I'm not part of any group. I'm not one of these front row people. He is literally the prime example of a front row person. If you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. You can go watch my video on Jordan Klepper interviewing Edward the Debt Collector that I made like 8 months ago when I had like 50 supporters. I think I had like 70 subscribers when I made that video. I might have had more because it was right around the time one of my first videos blew up. But it was like right at the beginning of all that. And he says to Jordan Klepper in that video, he says like, man, I miss the rallies. Man, I miss like people like recognizing me and know who I am because Donald Trump pointed me out in the crowd one day and said, that's the guy with the beard that's at all my rallies. He also lied about the fact that he can find out where the next rally is just by going on and seeing him on the news. He literally talks about in that interview how he missed the rallies. He missed showing up to them. He used to show up to all of them. There's another video with Klepper where he says he's gone to like 60. This dude 100% gets on Donald Trump's campaign website and goes to every one of his rallies. Bullshit that you don't know, that you just see it on the news. So the answer is 100%. This motherfucker grifts harder than anybody in the MAGA crowd. He grifts harder than those two merchants that were fighting in that video we watched last Saturday. Okay? This dude grifts so goddamn hard, and the reason he grifts that hard is because it's the only place that he can do what he does to make himself feel like he is somebody. And it looked like he had his it looked like he was missing those teeth. So I think he had those implants pulled out, or implants. All right. Survey says 70% says grifting as hard as he can, 11% illness, 11% education, and at least 5% of you guys believe that he's an actual vampire. I love that shit. I love that shit. Okay, what's the chance? What do you guys think? What's the chance Edward the Debt Collector owns Trump stock? I'm willing to bet that Edward the Debt Collector doesn't just own Trump stock, but he owns it at like $46. I'm betting Edward the Debt Collector has all of his money at a $46 price point for Trump media stock. That's what I'm betting. All right, so we got a little bit of preview of this, gentleman. But to be honest with you, I see so many of these, I don't even really remember. So what do we think, guys? Is it illness? Is it education? I'm going to go with overt misogyny. I'm going to guess this man has had some bad experiences. I'm going to guess this guy has had 2 divorces. Maybe 3. Yeah, only adds up to, YouTube doing some deep state shit right now. Okay. I guess that's not how you spell misogyny. Do I not know how to spell misogyny? Misogyny. Okay, there we go. Ooh, incel. Oh, good call, Alan. I like that one. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Here are your answers. All right, guys. Is this man suffering from some type of mental illness? Allegedly. Is this man suffering from a lack of education? Is this man 3 times divorced and perhaps hates the ladies? Okay? God, I should have put closet gay, because that could have also been one. We need more options. YouTube doesn't give us enough options. Or is it the exact opposite? Is he misogynistic not because he's had multiple wives, but because he's never had a single wife? Maybe because he's closeted. Maybe because if he reveals who he is as a person, if he flies that rainbow flag, they're going to out him and he can't be a Trump supporter anymore. Is that was allegedly going on? I'm just asking questions. None of these are accusations. I wouldn't dare. I'm just asking the question so that way we can solve this problem, guys. I'm just trying to fix this thing. That's all I'm doing here. All right, lock in your answers. No, all the above, Woke Mike. I am going to ban you. Fucking Woke Mike's about to get a timeout. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. One of these days, Woke Mike. One of these days. All right. Here we go. Log in your answers.
Donald Trump's not there?
Yes, they will.
I like Trump's policies, man. No tax on tips. No tax on Social Security, which is good for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on, I'm on Social Security. If he puts that through. And the number one thing, since I get royalties from gas in Pennsylvania, drill, baby, drill.
Well, Vice President Harris has said that she's in favor of fracking.
She's flip-flopping.
Oh, here we go.
She's flip-flopping. Go to Fox News and watch all the live things that she said about banning fracking and everything else. I'm for fracking all the way. I'm talking $6,000 a month.
If Trump were to lose, what happens to MAGA?
They're going to still be here, hoping for the next time.
Who would be the person they'd hope for?
Maybe J.D. Vance. Who knows?
Even if the ticket were to lose, you think they'd still be behind Senator Vance?
Probably. Oh yeah, he got the same. He's doing the same policies. You know, I like Trump's policies. Harris, we don't know what she's doing. She won't tell anybody.
Well, in terms of what? Be specific about that.
In terms of fracking, she's saying she's flip-flopping on fracking.
Well, she's saying she's for fracking for
Oh,
the past. But I'm just saying, she is saying.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this, guys. Every time that he brings up Kamala Harris, this guy gets visibly upset. I think it's the misogyny. I think it's the misogyny. Every time he brings up Kamala Harris, you see this dude get visibly upset. Oh, thanks for the $5. I think Mike Johnson is the scariest replacement for Trump. Do you think that if no one gets 270 in the election, Mike will try to take the presidency? I think Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, would 100% be for a Mike Johnson candidacy. I keep saying this, and I think that this is probably something I should continue to repeat for all my new viewers that come in, all the people that subscribe to me because of the MAGA Moron video, the Trump stamp video, is that Donald Trump is not the main character. Donald Trump is a moron. Donald Trump is scary in the way of like a child having a gun, right? Donald Trump is scary in the way of the manager of the business that you work for, that you've invested in your whole life. They choose this new dude and you meet him and he's a complete fucking idiot. It's like if the owner of the business were to retire and make his son the owner. That's who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is a garbage human being. I make no excuses for Donald Trump, obviously. I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. But I think Donald Trump is a basic human being. I think he's garbage. I think that when I made the comparisons of what was going on in WWE with Vince McMahon, not Jim McMahon, sorry, Jim McMahon, Vince McMahon, to who Donald Trump is today, and the political climate of today, to the attitude era of the WWE, that's what I'm saying is he's a very narcissistic, basic, garbage human being. But that's not what the Heritage Foundation wants. The Heritage Foundation wants the dude from the Handmaid's Tale. What was that guy's name? General something or another. That's what they want. They want J.D. Vance. They want Mike Johnson. They want Mike Pence. So when you say if nobody gets 270, do I think that Mike Johnson would grab the reins? I see that well within his grasp. I think that Mike Johnson, much like what J.D. Vance did on the VP debate stage, makes a good argument for being I'm just a religious guy that cares about religious stuff, brother. You guys don't got to worry about me. I'm just a nice guy that checks on his son's porn usage. I just want everybody to be okay and you guys to stop killing babies. That's all I want. That's who's scary. That's who's scary. Donald Trump doesn't scare me. If Donald Trump wins, I'm not one of these people that believes the country goes to shit. I think the biggest thing that happens to the country if Donald Trump gets the presidency is 4 years of really shit fiscal policies that will look good while he's in office because cutting the regulations, giving the fucking ultra wealthy tax cuts, potentially giving middle class more tax cuts, all of that stuff looks really good at the moment. And then after 8-10 years, it all goes to shit. I think our foreign relations with our allies will go to shit. I think that his isolationist policies will cause us to become more insular and to aggravate our already pretty shaky relationships with other foreign powers. I think that he will in some way insinuate that he has relationships with people that we don't want him to, like Putin, like Kim Jong-un. And I know I'm saying all this stuff and you guys are like, that's going to destroy the country. But I actually think he does it from an imbecilic point of view. And I think the worst thing that Donald Trump will do is use Schedule F, because it's the one thing that Project 2025 100% wants him to do, knows he'll do, and he will probably do, to get rid of what he calls the deep state, and he will completely gut the administrative wing. He will potentially gut the FBI and CIA, and he will replace all of those people with lackeys. And that will be horrific for this country, because it will be a lot like having this system, a big corporation that you look at and you go, well, we make a couple $1 billion a year, but we've got all this like fluff and, there's definitely some fat to cut and stuff like that. And then that owner's son comes into the business and goes, we're going to just cut it all. And you're like, well, hey, Martha's been working here 30 years. I know she's not the fastest mover, but she really knows how to work the checkout. And he's like, nah, fuck it. We're going to put my buddy in there. He's young. He's fast. Well, he doesn't know anything about grocery. Doesn't matter. He knows how to do the job, and he listens to what I say. Martha is too mouthy. What you end up with is a corporation that doesn't work very well, that it goes from consistency and making money to being very inconsistent and being loyal to the top guy, but completely falling below that, right? So I think that Donald Trump can do a pretty large amount of damage to America in the 4 years that he's in office, specifically in foreign relations, specifically to being out front in the AI field, in the green energy field. I think that those are the places where Trump will actually screw us. But if you want to talk about actual like malicious actions, I think people are missing the point. I think people are completely missing the target of what Project 2025 wants to do. They don't want Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just a useful idiot because he's a populist president that a bunch of fucking Vince McMahon fans are going to vote for to get him into office, because they know guys like J.D. Vance, like Mike Johnson, and Mike Pence scare the shit out of regular-ass Americans that are like, yo, we don't want Handmaid's Tale. So instead they get Donald Trump into office. Donald Trump guts these specific policy or departments. Project 2025 then uses their influence to get somebody like Mike Johnson, J.D. Vance, or Mike Pence elected. And then that's when we have to start to worry. But yeah, you should definitely vote against Donald Trump today, because then you don't have to worry about any of that shit. Donald Trump, not a good person. Donald Trump, not a good president. And Donald Trump, potentially the conduit to somebody like Mike Pence, Mike Johnson, or J.D. Vance getting elected. And then you actually have something to fucking worry about. That's my opinion. That's what really scares me. This is what Fantra, who paid for that, it says, that's what really scares me. Mike Johnson is worse than Trump. Trump is fairly stupid. Mike Johnson is the kind of guy that will abolish church and state and try to turn us into a theocracy. Yeah, exactly. That, fan, that is exactly what I've been trying to get my friends on the left to understand. Like, it's a bit of a shell game. They've got you distracted. They got you thinking what you got to do is worry about Trump. Meanwhile, the guy that's really under the shell is one of these other dudes that's a lot smarter. And you saw that on the debate stage with the vice presidential debate with Walz versus Vance. Whether you like the Republicans or not, and this is something I keep saying about the left has to stop doing this bullshit where they say things like they don't take the other person seriously. Oh, he didn't do good because I don't agree with his opinions. It doesn't matter. Of course you don't agree with his opinions. You want to vote for Kamala. You've already decided that. Of course that makes fucking sense. What you should be scared of is the fact that J.D. Vance sat on that stage and fucking politicked through that entire debate pretty goddamn competently. He did a good fucking job of standing up there for anybody that's politically illiterate and said, hey, guys. Yeah, Donald Trump can be abrasive. Yeah, he can say things. He misspeaks every once in a while. But you guys don't have to worry about that because you got me, JD. JD's going to be there. I'm going to make sure everything goes over smoothly. We ain't going to take your rights, women, because JD's here. All right? I agree with my friend Tim Walz over here. That's why, as much as I love Tim Walz and as much as I agreed that was the best debate performance that Tim Walz could give, and JD as well, I wish that Shapiro was up there, because the left needs to grow a pair of balls and say to all the people that are out there watching, Donald Trump is just a goddamn idiot that they want to use to get their foot through the door, and then once they do, these motherfuckers are going to be the ones that take your rights. It's going to be Mike Johnson. It's going to be J.D. Vance. Those are the people that are going to take your rights. Donald Trump will literally do whatever it takes to get you to say that you love him. And that includes some weird shit. Towards the end of Donald Trump's, when in 2020, when he was starting to worry about the fact that he might lose and might not get elected, he started talking about gun buybacks and shit. He started talking about banning clips. Or, I'm sorry, mags. Banning mags. High-capacity magazines. Because Donald Trump will literally pander to whoever the fuck will give him their vote. He wants everybody to love him. He just knows that the idiots on the right are the most likely to love him. The easiest fucking grift is on the right. It's hard to get the left to love you. The left doesn't even love their own left. So yeah, I'm with you, fan. I'm with you. We gotta the left has got to be better. They gotta grow a set of balls, stand up and call a spade, point out that Donald Trump is a fucking treasonous traitor, felony convicted, liable for sexual abuse, fraudster. All of these things I can say without saying allegedly afterwards. Because all of them are true. The left needs to grow a set of balls and stand up and say that shit. And then they also need to recognize that Donald Trump is not the main character. You need to defeat Donald Trump now, and then you better get to taking the other motherfuckers in that party a lot more seriously. Because they're going to be a lot harder to beat than Donald Trump. That's crazy, but that's the truth. He hurts 100%. I've watched it in chat. I've watched it in Discord. I've watched it in other people's channels. I watched the left eat themselves over and over again. All while the right continues to solidify itself as a cult. I have literally had left-leaning people come in here. And no, I don't claim to be a part of the Democratic Party. But I do lean left. I do support Kamala Harris. I do support Tim Walz. I do support pretty much up and down the ticket right now. Nothing but blue votes. And yet I've had people on the left come in here and talk shit to me about Gaza Hamas. I've had people on the left come here and talk shit to me because I said, I thought that Joe Rogan was funny at some point. Because on the left, there's so much goddamn purity testing. But on the right, there's none. Zero. Except for if you try to leave the call. We gotta do better. Gotta do better. I think that's, that's the main thing. If I can do anything with this channel, it's to convince the left that you can grow a pair of balls. You can still speak critically about yourself and the others within your party. But at the same time, stop fucking telling people, I'll never talk to you again because you support genocide. Jesus Christ, you know that person doesn't. You know they just have a different point of view than you, and they just want to have a more nuanced conversation about the fucking subject. And yet you are willing, like I said, I started this show talking about Michigan. Yet you are willing to vote against your own goddamn candidate because you're mad that Joe Biden sent money and weapons to Israel. Instead of having a nuanced conversation about it, you're going to cut your own nose off to spite your face. And you're going to get Donald Trump elected, who literally said, I would tell Israel to finish the job, do whatever it takes, get out of there as quickly as possible, finish the job. Jesus Christ, at least you can't say that fucking Joe Biden is over there telling them to fucking decimate Gaza. I mean, there's, like I said, I'm willing to have that conversation, but look at me right now. Fucking walking on eggshells because I know somebody's going to pop up in chat and go, you support genocide! I'll never vote for Kamala now. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck. It's crazy. He loves it, gets votes. Exactly, Alan. Mr. Jones X. I don't know who that is. I'll check it out. All right. Let's finish the video. Where are we at? I don't know how long I've even been up here today. I've been ranting. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay on time. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. Let's finish up with the game of illness or education because that's what we're here for. This guy, I stopped this video. Dude, my memory's still okay. It's still doing all right. I stopped this video because I was saying that you noticed that this gentleman gets angry every time Kamala Harris is brought up, and he reacts viscerally. He is
in terms of fracking, she's saying she's flip-flopping on fracking.
Well, she's saying she's for fracking for the best. But I'm just saying, she is saying and said for the past 5 years, right?
It sounds like you're for Harris.
No, I'm saying I'm just saying. What about it? She said for the last 5 years. She's been consistent for 5 years and inconsistent
She hasn't
before.
done anything that she says she's going to do in 4 years, 3.5, 4 years.
But
So
she's-
what's her excuse?
But she's the
What's
vice
her
president,
excuse?
right? Is she
What's
not?
her excuse? No. She still should have been down on that border, stopping all these illegals coming in, and she didn't do it.
But that was not her job, though. Was that her job?
See, it sounds like you're sticking.
No,
up
I'm
there. Yeah.
not saying. I'm pushing back.
Yes,
That's
it's
my
her
job.
It was her job.
Yeah, and this is what drives me nuts about people like this. Is like, he clearly doesn't understand what was and wasn't her job. It, like, literally, the government puts out a presser for this kind of thing, and you can go and look it up. Her job was to go to Central America. Her job was to offer assistance. Her job was to help stabilize countries that immigrants were coming from, and she did all of those things, and then decreased immigration from those countries by over 50%. But this guy is politically illiterate and obviously very, very angry that this woman might get potentially a job he might think he should have. They're taking his job, taking Trump's job.
But that was not her job, though. Was that her job?
See, it sounds like you're sticking.
No,
up
I'm
there.
not. I'm not saying. I'm pushing back.
Yes,
That's my
it's her
job.
job. It was her job.
Her job was to be in Central America trying to change.
It's her job to stop it, and she didn't do it.
She was about the roots of immigration, not the border, right?
The border is immigration.
The role that she was charged with was to fix the roots of immigration. So to go into Guatemala and Nicaragua and stop them from going into Mexico and the root causes of it, not to be a border patrol person.
I can see TYT has been watching my videos. Good job, TYT.
She needed to be a border patrol and get it figured out. She's saying now that she's going to get it figured out. She's already had 3.5 years to figure it out. She didn't do it. If there was no other policies that I agreed with, I would vote for Trump because he says drill, baby, drill.
Do you know that can I tell you something? We are drilling more. We are taking more oil and natural gas out of the United States now than we ever have in our history.
Trump is for drilling. He always says drill, baby, drill. He wants to be America energy dominant. And I've said that for years. The United States should be completely self-sufficient.
But under the Biden administration, we're taking more gas out of the ground than ever in our history, right?
I don't know.
That is.
I don't know. Wow. And you know what? I'm split. I'm split, guys. You guys tell me with your vote. Was it illness? Was it education? Overt misogyny? Or the man's just never had sex in his entire life and he's all pent up? Because I think it's somewhere between misogyny and education, and those two go together like peanut butter and jelly. Okay? That is that the anger, the getting mad for being checked speaks 100% to a lack of education. People that don't know things, that are ignorant to the actual information about the subjects they want to speak about, get really angry when you fact check them. Because the reality of the situation is, yes, we are actually producing more barrels of oil than we have ever produced in America's history. I'm not for that. I don't believe in that. I think that I understand why it was being done, because we just got out of a global pandemic. We wanted to avoid a recession. We entered a war by proxy in Ukraine, in which we no longer had access to Russian oil, and we capped their oil, right? So even though I'm against the production of oil at those levels, not obviously against total production, we will be producing some oil at any given point. But I'm against producing oil at the levels that we're producing them now. But I also understand that the reasoning behind why we're producing oil at the levels we are now, there is more nuanced, that there are legitimate reasons why we're doing that. So this is what I'm saying is, like, a lot of the times that we get into these conversations about the things like what that guy was just talking about or what I was just talking about with the left, there's so much nuance that if you're not politically literate, if you don't understand the mechanisms of why things are the way they are, and like I said, I get into conversations with people on the left about this when I talk about Gaza and Hamas, and they're like, it's just easy. You just don't go over there. And it's like, no, it's not. These are friends of mine. I love these people to death, and I think they're good human beings. And in fact, that's why they are so worked up about this one issue. But the reality of any one of these topics is that they're really complicated and complex, and it doesn't just boil down to this one answer. The reason we're producing oil right now at the levels that we are is because we came out of a global pandemic, because of the war in Ukraine, and because I understand those things, even though I'm against massive oil production and what it does to the environment. I understand that it may be necessary for the short term. And that's what people got to get to. You have to be able to think your way through the problem in a way that you both can keep the idea in your mind that what is going on, I might not be 100% okay with, and it needs to stop. But also understand that right now, there is a percentage chance that what is being done is the right thing to do. There's always a percentage chance that you're correct, even in your appeal to emotion, that this shouldn't be going on. There's always those chances. But I tend to always side on the side of where the most evidence exists, where I've thought it the most through. And people like that can't do that. So I'm going to go with, it's a little bit of education, and it's a little bit of misogyny. Last chance. Last chance to lock it in. Well, fracking is just a keyword for them, DJ. Fracking is just a keyword. So, like, if you told people, like, hey, do you want to produce a bunch of oil? They'd be like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, well, do you think that fracking is the best way to do it? They're like, yeah, that's exactly. Okay, so what exactly do you do when you frack? They're like, you drill. Okay, is that it? Well, there's other things, but I don't know. It's just a keyword. It's just a buzzword. It's just something for people to hear that gets that activates them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I keep trying to say to the left, like, we got to be better about allowing ourselves to get activated by the right. The right actually activates the left, as crazy as that is. I just recently talked about the bullshit surrounding Kamala Harris coming out and saying that she wanted to put a ban on price gouging. I've worked in the grocery industry now for 20 years. I can tell you that grocery stores are gouging you. I can literally bring up the witness testimony from the CEO, the head of price, God damn it, setting prices. Can't remember the name of the position. Setting prices for Kroger's that literally came out and said, yeah, we have been price gouging people on the price of eggs and milk, passing on the cost of inflation to customers at exceedingly high levels. I can tell you that. I know how much money big stores pay for groceries because I can tell you how much my store pays for groceries. And my store doesn't have the bargaining power that these big companies have, nor do we produce anything in-house. A lot of these big companies have farms and stuff that they buy from. When she said she wanted to put a price gouging ban in a federal as a federal regulation, first of all, on the state level, there's something like 34 states that currently have price gouging ban laws. Okay, so first of all, it's already something across the country that exists. But she wants to do it on a federal level, which will have more funding, which will be able to create a watchdog group that would then make sure that you're not getting price gouged by people. Now, at no point does she mention price controls. In fact, price controls, I understand that they're not good long-term. I understand that price controls are bad unless used in a very, very, very short amount of time in very specific situations. A price gouging ban literally just says you don't get to charge people for 4 times the amount of something in a crisis. Most important part about it, in a crisis, because people need that item more than ever. There are very specific situations in which she says she's going to enforce fines. Now, that doesn't mean she's going to stop people from charging that much. It means that if you do this, there is a potential punishment after investigation. Those are good things, and it already exists in many states across the country. Now, let me get to my point, because I get real worked up about this one. The right started saying the words price controls, and then the left-wing media picked up the words price controls. And the next thing you know, across every fucking newspaper, every CNN website, it said, Kamala Harris speaks about price controls. Is it smart for Kamala Harris to talk about price controls? That's what the headline was. She never said price controls. She was not talking about price controls. But the fucking left is so stupid sometimes that will just pick up anything that the right says and go, oh my God, what if they're right? What if Kamala Harris is a communist? What if she does want price controls? What if they're right and then we're going to look bad? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, she never said price controls. And you guys are clutching your goddamn pearls because the left needs to grow a set of goddamn balls. You need to stand the fuck up and say it with your chest. She didn't say price control, you goddamn morons. Fuck you. You're a bunch of liars. You're a bunch of bullshitters. You're the type of people that sit around and laugh and go, oh shit, I might go to prison if Kamala Harris gets elected because I did a bunch of bad shit. So we started watching on this show is Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson laughing about all the bad shit they did. Now it might get them put in prison. He literally said, I have no excuse. I got no way to get out of it. If she's president, I might go to prison. Meanwhile, on the left, you're over here clutching your goddamn pearls because Kamala Harris mentioned a good fucking idea on price gouging. And you're like, it's pretty close to price controls. People could accidentally think she's talking about price controls, and then they'll actually think that we really are all communists. Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up and stop eating your own. God damn it. I could go on for so long. For so long about this shit. But I'll tell you, dude, this is my wheelhouse. This is my wheelhouse, 100%, is talking about fucking grocery prices. If there was ever a time where I could just like fucking just debate a person, it would be on fucking that right there. We only got a little bit of time left. I want to watch a little bit of this video. We probably can't watch all of it. It's pretty long. On this guy Hutch, who is I think he's a left-wing guy. Once again, maybe I should watch some of these videos before I watch them because I have no idea what we're gonna watch. Hutch, I think, is a liberal. Well, he's hanging out with Destiny, so I'm guessing he is. But this is a conversation. I believe they were in Wisconsin canvassing. So really cool shit in the first place that they're out there in Wisconsin doing the activist work, like not just talking about, being about it, getting out and doing the goddamn thing. So to begin with, you know, good on them for doing it. And then also it looks like they sat down and had a conversation about what happens to MAGA if Trump loses. And as I've said before, I think MAGA just gets transferred over into the power of somebody like RFK Jr. I think it gets transferred over into the power of somebody like Mike Johnson. But I don't think that MAGA goes away. I think MAGA is mental illness, and I think it's here to stay. The only way that MAGA gets expunged from the political realm is for conservatives to recognize the illness within their own house and do something about it. Democrats can't make it go away. Independents can't make it go away. Conservatives have to clean their own house. So anyways, here's Hutch. I'm going to actually put his channel because this is the first time we've ever watched Hutch. And, you know, we're all about being a catalyst for change. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And let's check it out. Yeah, sorry, Reverend. But, hey, you know, I don't mind. I play with fire. I like to keep it spicy. Maybe he turns out to be a Republican, and this is a spicy video. I like to be spicy.
Played out, but liking, commenting, subscribing really helps with the algorithm. So if you enjoy the new content, click those buttons for me, please.
Predicting sort of political change is a bit like predicting the weather 15 years out, but if you had to predict what the American political climate is going to be like should Trump lose, what do you think you would come up with
if he loses?
If he loses, how does the Republican Party and how does the electorate adapt to that new space?
This is a good question. I really believe that MAGA is not going anywhere. Right?
Oh no,
so
no, definitely not.
I think there's some people, especially in the Democratic Party, who are kind of think of it as a cult of personality, and kind of if you cut off the head, the rest of it will go away.
Right.
But I mean, especially
Bucket, my audience is all 45 and over. Every time I ever put a podcast on 2X, everybody yells at me. Everybody gets mad at me when I put it on 2X. Exactly.
And some of the
they got
cult
that's
of personality, and kind of if you cut off the head,
just gotta vote
the rest
for
of it will go away.
Right.
But I mean, especially
Stop
on some of
eating
the
our own.
really hot topic issues like immigration, when you look back at 2016, I mean, some of the read was, oh, Trump is saying these things that are so out of pocket. But what he was actually doing was speaking to what the desires of the Republican base had wanted for generations, and no one had done it before.
A sort of latent nativism.
Latent nativism, or really amplifying the fear, looking at the kind of, I'm somebody who looks at the economic precarity that exists in the United States as being fairly universal, right? Many people experience this, whether it's about debt, whether it's about not making enough wages, whether it's, you're somebody who maybe makes a good income, but your house is underwater. So part of the question is, how do politicians package those experiences and put a framework around them?
Yeah, and he's making a great point right here, because this is exactly what Trump did that the left has always failed at. Hillary Clinton, as a whole, was almost unmarketable to blue-collar men. Like, obviously, I'd even say there's a lot of, like, lower middle-class women that she also didn't appeal to. It was too much pantsuits, too much pearl earrings, too much, like, if you're smart, you vote for me. And even I, in 2016, I've admitted this before on the channel, I did not vote in 2016 because I saw the way that things were going. I'm also in California. I didn't think it was like that big a deal. But I was kind of like one of these people that over the past 8 years, I've become more politically literate. And I was like, oh, she has done some weird stuff. Yeah, fell into kind of some of the conspiracy type stuff, like, well, it is kind of weird. And yeah, she does seem like she's a warmonger. But the problem with it is that there is a basis of truth with Hillary, and that is that she's an establishment Democrat. And they need to be better about recognizing that just because somebody owns a house doesn't mean that they're not in financial straits, right? Like we learned that during the 2008-2009 housing crisis, that you can be a person that owns a home and still be in a really, really bad place financially. There's lots of Americans out there that have taken on extensive amounts of credit card debt. They own 2 cars, probably a car that they shouldn't own. Your fire insurance, if you live in California, is through the roof. You have, a home. Like the left during the period of after Obama and during Hillary's run got too cocky. And they spoke to the lower middle class, the blue-collar worker, in a way that was extremely condescending. And Donald Trump took advantage of that. Donald Trump came in, and like I said, this is once again, there's people on the left that, no, like Hillary is no, it's fine. Like you got to be able to hold both ideas in your mind at the same time, that you support Hillary, but understand that Hillary made mistakes, that the establishment made mistakes. Everything that happened with Bernie, I can both sit here and say to you that I still support Kamala Harris, who is a Democrat, but I also agree that the shit that happened with Bernie was bullshit. Like, you have to be able to hold those two things in your mind, or you're not any better than the people that you're that you're calling names, that you're insulting, that you're saying aren't good people. Like, you're doing the same shit. That's cult mentality. You have to be able to say to yourself, what happened to Bernie was bullshit. And it needs to be changed, because then things change. But at the same time, you can say, just like Bernie's doing right now, I support the Democratic candidate because it's the best person for the job that will get the things that I want accomplished. And what he's saying right here is that Donald Trump packaged that very well for blue-collar workers. He talked in their language. He was coarse. He made jokes. He insulted people. Meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, the left got too hoity-toity, got too cocky. We looked at what Obama did, and we're like, we'll just be like Obama. But you're not like Obama. Obama's a very charismatic human being. Obama speaks really, really well. Obama also, for some of the things he did that I disliked, did a really good job, and you could have won based off that. But instead, you fumbled. You got to the 1-yard line and you fumbled, and the only way to do better is to realize that you fumbled. You got to do that.
Debt, whether it's about not making enough wages, whether it's, you're somebody who maybe makes a good income, but your house is underwater. So part of the question is, how do politicians package those experiences and put a framework around them?
Right.
And one of the most powerful things you can do is to say, it's not your fault, it's their fault.
Right.
And the question becomes, well, who's the they? And immigrants are a really, really, really powerful version because they don't have a voice, right? They're not even part of our community usually.
While pushing protectionist policies I think you're absolutely right. I don't think he does anything originally. I think he takes a look at what people are talking about, how people are feeling, and then targets that with almost surgical precision.
And that is specifically a very good point for right now. Because what he's saying is that Donald Trump generally doesn't have ideas of his own. He sees what others are talking about and then just like grifts onto it, right? That's called audience capture. That's something that YouTube people do. Like you'll see that like there's a channel right now that they used to do all these video game reviews, right? And it was always like the new Call of Duty and this and that. And I think actually this guy might have been the guy that was looking at this video. So he said something along the lines of like, oh, well, at one point you go from these videos and you start seeing all these anti-woke videos. And it's an Asmongold's video where this guy is like anti-woke all of a sudden. He does one video. It gets 300,000, 400, 500,000 views. Now, every video after that is anti-woke, woke in video games. It's called audience capture. And Donald Trump is really good at this. But he's faltering. Because now Donald Trump has glommed onto the narrative that the mainstream news media is full of shit. So where does he get everything from? Take a guess. Where do they talk about the eating the dogs? Where does he talk about the massive amount of illegal immigrants that are causing crime in America? It's all on X. And that's why Donald Trump has switched so hard. He's gone from kind of repeating like the mainstream Fox News, like keep it like entertaining but mildly civil stuff, to just straight up like social media regurgitation. And that's why, in my opinion, he's like doing the things he's doing now. Why they're so crazy. Why they're so like...
I don't think he does anything originally. I think he takes a look at what people are talking about, how people are feeling, and then targets that with almost surgical precision.
Right. And offers a kind of populist vision, but at least when he was governing, it was sort of a standard conservative policy.
Oh, yeah, it was all bull.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But to your question, like, what is the future going to be? So I think MAGA's not going anywhere. The question will be if there can be another kind of like charismatic leader, as they say, to be able to just take it over in the same way. And if there isn't, what that leadership battle will look like, and if there's going to be different kinds of frameworks or different kinds of policies that people find really exciting, so maybe it becomes less about this and more about that.
I feel like MAGA will die with Trump, but I think that there's like a thing that like MAGA, I think it feels to me kind of like an evolution or continuation of what the Tea Party movement was.
100%.
Yeah, so like those populist feelings I don't think will disappear, but I definitely think that Trump is like a special character that was able to capture that. And when I say it was able to capture that, I just mean intuitively, because I don't think this man has thought a single moment of his life about how...
That is spot on. Spot on. This is what I keep saying, is that people give Trump way too much credit. They're, like he's doing this on... No, he does it intuitively. This is what he's done his whole life. He's always been this person. He didn't change anything. Like I said, he is that WWE attitude generation. And what Destiny's saying here is what I'm asking. Is somebody like RFK Jr., that's why I think RFK Jr. is the heir apparent. I don't think he's as good as Trump is at intuitively capturing that base, but does he have enough star power by bringing over the conspiracy left, by bringing in the MAGA Republican cult member that loves Trump so much that maybe in a form of dependency, they move on from Trump to somebody like RFK Jr. So I'm going to disagree a little bit with what he's saying here. I'm going to say that I actually think that MAGA doesn't die. I think it just moves over to RFK Jr. But I do agree that what he's saying, like the charisma, and I think it's really like shitty charisma, and that these people are just easily manipulated and heavily gullible, aggressively gullible. I don't think that anybody else in that party currently has that type of charisma, but I also don't think that it will be that hard for somebody like RFK Jr. to grab these addicts by the throat and be like, you're coming with me now. Like, that's my opinion on that.
I think that Trump is like a special character that was able to capture that. And when I say was able to capture that, I just mean intuitively, because I don't think this man has thought a single moment of his life about how to present himself politically. I think he lucked into everything. But I think that when he was able to capture that with the type of charisma that he has, I feel like evidence of this is like in this election cycle, I feel like a lot of people were thinking like, okay, well, who's going to step up? Like DeSantis is, he's a really effective leader. He's been a good governor in Florida. Like this is probably going to be. And you got like Vivek, who's kind of got like that Trump populist bend, and then there's Nikki Haley for like the kind of the traditional, the neocons who are still there in the background. Right. And these people all got handily destroyed. It wasn't even close.
It's going to be someone more like Gates, I think, than any.
That's a weird one, Matt Gaetz. I don't know if I agree with that. I think if they install somebody like Gaetz, he just kind of fails the smell test, in my opinion, just like Ron DeSantis did. To be honest with you, probably the most like Trump person that is in that field is Vivek. He is Trump Jr. The problem with Vivek is that he's going to always be seen, as Ann Coulter said, literally one of the representatives of their party, as a brown person. That the overt racism of MAGA in general, but Republicans as a whole, is never going to allow Nikki Haley, who's probably the most competent. Probably out of all of them, Nikki Haley is probably the most competent politician, the most experienced politician, the person that could probably take the middle ground the best and pull over independent voters. Ron DeSantis, that dude, he has negative charisma. He's a serpent person, I'm pretty sure. Allegedly. But Vivek, if you want to talk about like a person that like in many ways really does pull in that Trump type of charisma, I would say Vivek is the person that would be it, but he's brown. It's crazy. It's crazy that we sit here and literally talk about this stuff. Like, oh, why won't they vote for that person? Oh, because it's a woman. Oh, why won't they vote for that person? Oh, because he's brown. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, those things are literally just said out loud. Like, it's insane.
Right. And these people all got handily destroyed. It wasn't even close.
It's going to be someone more like Gates, I think, than any of those three.
Maybe, yeah, it's hard. But the thing is that like Trump works. 51% of Trump's success is his on-stage performance. Personally, I feel like a lot of the lack of success he's experienced lately is because he's actually lost a lot of that. I think it's been the conversion of a positive ethos to a negative ethos, that regardless of how you felt about conservatives, Trump running is like, forget all the policies, the populism, the whatever, the authoritarian.
Yep, and this is something I pointed out as well. In 2016, if you watch the Trump speeches from 2016, they're much more hopeful. I mean, I know that's weird to say because you haven't seen these in 8 years, but if you want to subject yourself to it, go watch a speech from 2016. And more specifically, there's a campaign ad that came out. I think it was either the last campaign ad they had, or it was like the one that was running at the end, but it was nothing but hope. It was like, we're going to be bringing back American jobs to the Steel City. We're going to be making America great again. This is going to be an economy like you've never seen it before. It's never been this amazing to be an American. And I watched that campaign ad. Like I said, I chose not to vote in 2016. And I watched that campaign ad coming up to the Biden versus Trump election. And I went, wow, holy shit. Now I understand why people voted for Trump. Not in like the way of like he deserved to be voted for, but no, instead I was like, wow, these people got taken. I was like, man, that is like car salesman 101, because he spoke to hope. And everything that he's done since then, and why he lost a lot of voters in 2020, was because he switched over to this extremely negative rhetoric. The sad part about that is, like I said, there are certain people on the left in states like Michigan and states like Wisconsin that are potentially going to play spoiler, because they're also stuck in that negative news media loop, and they can't get out of it. And it should be a failing strategy for Donald Trump to do this, but if he wins, that's going to be insane. That's going to say a lot more
lack
about
of success
the
he's experienced lately is because he's actually lost a lot of that. I think it's been the conversion of a positive ethos to a negative ethos, that regardless of how you felt about conservatives, Trump running is like, forget all the policies, the populism, the whatever, the authoritarian messaging, make America great again. It was very positive. You felt like a winner. This is like the apprentice guy, business dude, positive. And after he lost in 2020, it's just been so negative. And that's like really good, I think, for short-term politics powering, but it never lasts that long. And it's kind of like, if you listen to Trump talk now, it's like a downer, man. Like before you could listen to it, but he had all these exciting ideas, as stupid as they might have been, like when you analyze them, but it felt like more positive, and it just felt like such a bummer now. And I think that when Trump is gone, I think that populist bend of whatever is rotting the Conservative Party will still be there, but I don't know if the next person who can take over, nobody stepped up that's that charismatic that can do it like Trump does.
So the real question there, is it more than somebody? What if it's multiple somebodies? I think that this is one of the things that like people don't get when they talk about this conversation, and they're like, who is the person going to be that's going to step up? That might not be the answer. It might be who is the group that is going to stand up, because obviously as a group you're much stronger. If you get like Vivek in there, right? God, I don't want to give people any ideas. Oh. If you get Vivek in there and you get his special brand of Trumpism, right? And then you get Tulsi Gabbard in there, who can claim, oh, I used to be a Democrat. I used to go on, you see it right now. They're doing it on X right now. Oh, we're all former Democrats. You get RFK Jr. in there, who's got a name. So he gets on there and he says, I'm a Kennedy, which means a lot to certain people. As somebody just pointed out, I think it was Nana that was saying, Reagan, Trump, Obama, even Gavin Newsom. It's all about the celebrity, right? RFK Jr. brings celebrity. So you get Vivek in there for the Trumpyism. You get Tulsi in there to be the like, hey, I'm a girl, and you know what? Like, this is what brings diversity, and we're actually not Republicans. We're the real independent party. We're the freedom party, okay? And then you bring RFK in there, and he's like, my uncle was the fucking main freedom person of all time. And then you add in a couple more pieces into that, and that's why I think that MAGA doesn't go away. Other than the fact that I do also believe it actually literally is a mental illness at this point. But I think as far as a political movement, it's not going to be taken over by one person. I think that where they're missing the point here is that it doesn't have to be one person. It's actually much stronger, because right now it's just Trump. So Trump is like the anchor, right? If Trump goes away, if his ship sinks, then it seems like MAGA goes down with it. But if instead you parcel that like power out between multiple different individuals, then you start to have a much stronger movement, because then now you have all these different people that are all doing the same thing, and it adds validity to it. Each one of those people has a different thing that makes it look even better. That's why I think that it's going to go to RFK. And that's why I think that really, at the end of the day, it's about America smartening up. It's not about what they're going to do on the right. It's much more about voters becoming more politically literate and realizing that the stuff that gets said on the right is all super hyperbolic. It's all fear-driven. And that if you actually look into legislation, if you actually look into policy and laws, then you actually start to realize, oh, look at this. These people do things that are good for us. They do try to take care of us. There are social safety nets that only exist because these people got put into office. Oh, we did come out of the recession of 2009 and the housing collapse, even though I disagreed with, the too big to fail, even though I disagreed with pandering to corporate interests, those things did end up being necessities to pull us out of the 2009 housing collapse. At least it seems as so. But you can't agree to those things unless you actually become politically literate and look into what Obama did when he was in office. If you just watch the news and then you just get mad because drone strikes, or you just get mad because corporate interests, or you just get mad at too big to fail. Like I said, you have to be able to hold both those ideas in your mind at the same time. Too big to fail really sucked because as a middle-sized business manager, I know that my business could fail and the government wouldn't do shit for me. But that corporation was too big to fail. That sucks to know. It hurts my feelings. But also at the same time, I know it's probably true that they were too big to fail. And that would have actually worsened the recession. And we might not even be having this conversation today because we might actually be living in a country that is destitute, which we are not currently.
All these exciting ideas, as stupid as they might have been, like when you analyze them, but it felt like more positive, and it's just felt like such a bummer now. And I think that when Trump is gone, I think that populist bend of whatever is rotting the Conservative Party will still be there, but I don't know if the next person who can take over, nobody stepped up that's that charismatic that can do it like Trump does.
Yeah, and so just building on this, I think, well, one, we're already seeing these things about like people leaving the rallies, right? So there's reporting that came out the other day of just like, yeah, people are leaving Trump's rallies because they're frustrated that they're starting late. They're not the I'm gonna wait for 6 hours no matter what to see the person. So I think there's evidence.
They're so goddamn boring at this point. They're so boring to cover. I can't.
It's hard though because it's not for us,
Yeah, but I disagree with what he just said. It's because it's not for us. That's not true. Because the original Trump rallies, even though I hated a lot of stuff he said, it was mildly entertaining in the absurd way of being he's trying to still do that. That's why he said they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Now he's just sound bites. I'll make one more inference to the Mr. McMahon documentary, and then we'll call it a night. And you guys can watch the rest of this video over on Hutch's channel if you'd like to. But I'll make one more inference, and that is the Hulk Hogan story. There was a period where Hulk Hogan was the most popular wrestler in all of wrestling. You could even make the argument that Hulk Hogan became this ultra superstar that drove WWE to be what it is today, right? But even that story had a shelf life. People can only be so entertaining for so long. I mean, look at how many people have left my chat since I started. You can only be entertained by a certain type of speaker for so long. And once it wears off, it wears off. You kind of wander off. You might not even hate that person. You might still like them even. You might be like, oh, but I got other shit to do. I don't know. I want to go do this other thing. There's more interesting stuff. There's newer people. So when you talk about Hulk Hogan, it's those people didn't go, oh, I hate Hulk Hogan now. They just went, he's just kind of the same old Hulk Hogan he's always been. Yeah, I still like him, but, I'm more interested in The Rock now. And I think that's Donald Trump. I think it's even worse because I think Donald Trump is a budget superstar. I think he's a person that was so insanely absurd, so crazy compared to the rest of politicians. I'm going to say this one more time. It's like he was the WWE Attitude Era of politics. Everybody wanted to be the naughty one. They're like, oh, I just say the bad words. We saw it with people like Andrew Dice Clay, right? You'd watch the videos. There was a certain period of time where rap music was it was so bad. It's so bad. You can't say that in music. What are you doing? We're going to have to slap a... This was actually the left. Tipper Gore, I think, did this. Got to slap a warning on that because people are going to hear the F word and the N word from these black people. We're talking about guns and prostitutes and drugs. And there was a period of time in the 90s specifically where stuff like that was like, wow. And then there was a little bit of recalcitrance, right? Like we kind of pulled it back a bit. We're like, oh, okay. And it became kind of what I was saying about those wrestlers in those interviews where they're like, don't you guys think you guys went a little bit far? And they're like, yeah. In fact, I think Hunter Hearst Helmsley says, he goes, who's worse, the person doing it or the people that enjoyed it? And my answer to that was both of them. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Who's worse? This isn't a question of who's worse. Y'all both did it. The person doing it and the people enjoying it were neither party was doing good. Like that's the answer to that question. They want you to, like, the smoke and mirrors, blame one side or the other. Can't you see how this is just the way it is, brother? Like, no, it's all bad. And I think that we went through this kind of like, we decided, oh God, like, man, we went too far. And then Trump came along in 2016 and he said, want to bring it back? Want to make America 1996 again? And what my wife said is really fucking true. Donald Trump, when he talks about making America great again, Donald Trump is talking about a time where women had no voice, where there was no Me Too movement, where you could do blackface, you could make fun of minorities, you could be racist. You could assault people and then give them non-disclosure agreements and go, what's up? I paid them money. She's right. There's a very specific time, and we've been wrong about it all this time. We all thought they were talking about slavery. I don't think they were. I think they were talking about a time where they got to get away with whatever the fuck they wanted to. And he don't want to go back then for you. He wants to go back then for him and his buddies. And I think that's why Elon Musk gets excited. Because they all actually want to be Diddy. They all want to be Epstein. And in the 1990s, I think they were able to get away with it a lot easier. So you better get out and vote. Fan with another $2. Thank you, Fan. Trump was in fact a cable TV show host. Cheesy as fuck. 100%. He was also in WWE. He slapped McMahon in some fucking fake scripted wrestling match. I think there's something clear that can be drawn between those two things. I think that Donald Trump is channeling a little Vince McMahon. Elon's Island. Jesus Christ. He hurts. That's the scariest shit I've ever heard. I think that that's like so close to being real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nana. Look what they're doing to women now. They want women to shut up. They want minorities to shut up. They want LGBT people to shut up. Because in the 1990s, we were still on the cusp. And it just makes it super awkward because they want to go back to the 1990s, but they're also like in this weird, like religious, ultra-religious conservative side. And that's what makes it really weird and awkward is Donald Trump wants to go back to a time where he can be openly degenerate, but the way he did it was by joining the ultra-conservative religious party, which is why you get this like weird, awkward hypocrisy that goes on within MAGA of like, we need to get rid of no-fault divorce and we got to keep the nuclear family together. Also, yeah, I like being derogatory towards women. It's like it's like this weird hypocrisy that has been created by moving a person that was literally the WWE Attitude Era, and now he's grifting in the religious conservative realm. It's weird as fuck, and that's why I said they don't want Donald Trump. They want J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson. All right, guys. Oh, I work like with the stream and everything, guys. I work like 12 or 14 hours a day. I am so tired, and I need a day off soon. And I am taking a vacation at the worst possible time. My vacation will be during the election, and I will be streaming. But at one point or another, I'm probably just going to throw some videos on one of these nights and let you guys watch some old videos because I do need a day off at one point. I am super, super tired. But we're building. We're over 18,000 subscribers. That's because of you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys do make the chat fucking amazing. You're some of the greatest people You guys literally make this worth doing. So thank you for showing up. Please keep showing up. I wouldn't do this without you guys. And also because I do feel like it's important. I think that people like Destiny, like Hutch here, are trying to do things that are important. And I'd like to do my part. I have the ability to do so. So I'm just trying to get out there and do my part as well. Be an activist. Be a muckraker. Start a YouTube channel. Go canvas. Do things. Just tell the people around you. Please vote. Like, vote fucking against Donald Trump. Because we don't want to keep doing this. We want to talk about real shit. I like conversations like what this is right here, and I know this isn't the most entertaining thing, but this is really what I'd rather really talk about. But I do like to laugh and make fun of people too. So I like doing a little bit of both. So thank you very much for being here. If you are interested in supporting my channel, you can click the join button, and that's down below the video. You can click join. And for 10 cents a day or $3 a month, you can support a Soulless Ginger, and it's less than Netflix, and it's twice as entertaining. So you don't even have to like flip through and find something to watch. You just turn me on and I go. And I never stop. So you can join my channel. You can also super chat like my good friend Fan here has been doing. Thank you for those super chats. I really appreciate that. Levon, thank you for the memberships earlier. Appreciate that as well. You can also go to progressivematters.com/home, and you can donate to my PayPal. You can buy yourself a sweet-ass shirt by clicking on any of the links in the video for the Kamala kicking ass and making America laugh again shirt. You can pick up the Lieutenant Bonespur shirt, the Read a Book shirt. All of those I make a little bit of money off of as well, and you get something cool. You get a shirt. You get a sweatshirt. Other than that, if you can't financially support me, I do understand that not everybody's in that place. So if you can't support me financially, I'm putting out videos every single day. If you can click those videos and watch them for 30 seconds, that's all I ask. That's all it takes to get a view. 30 seconds of watching the video. Watch the whole damn thing if you find it entertaining. If you miss the live streams, click the like button. Leave a comment. Please tell me I'm shit at what I do. Tell me I'm good at what I do. Whatever you want to say. Drop a blue heart, something like that as well. But the best way to support me if you can't financially is to go there, like, comment, share those videos with your friends, please. And other than that, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I will be back tomorrow. We will do one more show tomorrow, and then I got a couple days off in between that. So we will be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll take a look at some more funny videos because that's what I do when I'm tired is look at funny videos. So, all right, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the shit out of you guys. You guys are the best fucking community in the goddamn YouTube verse. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.